Number one station for youth sports, WOCO Stereo FM, O'Connell, Wisconsin.
Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on WOCO Stereo FM. Today's game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Saskatchewan, and Anderson, the NW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and with Piggly Wiggly, also by America Inn, Brew Pub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing.
To Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Pregame Show on 107.1 FM. My name is Nolan Knight. Thanks for joining me tonight. The Bullfrogs looking to make it 2 straight tonight. The Green Bay Bullfrogs are set to host the Madison Mallards in a home-and-home series. It's a 3-day series, although it's only 2 games, a very rare instance. The only time it will happen this season, as the Bullfrogs host the Madison Mallards today. Tomorrow is an off day for the Major League Dream Showcase, and then on Wednesday they will be in Madison taking on the Mallards for the last time. This is the 7th meeting against these 2 teams, and the Bullfrogs currently trail in the all-time series 6-4. Or my apologies, the all-time series actually sits at... There it is. And the Green Bay Bullfrogs coming off of a huge win over the Rockford Rivets. The Rivets coming into the game yesterday against the Bullfrogs, sitting in first place in the lead, in the South Division that is, and had a plus 10 over 500 record to their name, and boy were they hot. The Green Bay Bullfrogs, though, they've been hot as well. At this point have won 7 of their last 9 games. The Bullfrogs would sneak away with a 7-6 victory yesterday in Rockford, where the Green Bay Bullfrogs just got away with the win. They led 7-1 going into the bottom of the 9th inning, and Anthony Eglin would come out to close out the game. First batter that he faced sent him over the wall, a solo shot, and then they would respond with 3 straight singles, followed by a base-clearing double that would pull the Rockford Rivets within 2. Next batter, an RBI single, and just like that, the tying run at second and the go-ahead run at first. The Green Bay Bullfrogs would then manage a double play, forcing the batter to line out to second base, where Ben Hart would toss the ball to Riley Smith, stepping on the second base bag to record out number 2, and it just left one base runner on over at first. He would represent the tying run. The next batter with a 3-1 count took a hack at a ball, and it was a slow grounder to third. Dan Leckie picked first, but it was way wide. Willie Bourbon, no shot of putting the glove on it, and they send the runner home. He would round third, and Willie Bourbon would finally corral the ball and throw it to home plate. Zach Plunkett would take the ball out of the air and apply the tag, winning the game for the Bullfrogs and finally registering out number 3. It was ugly, but it was a win. The first time the Green Bay Bullfrogs beat the Rockford Rivets all season, with a season series now sitting at 1-7. So that season series comes to a close, and this one is coming to a close as well. Green Bay Bullfrogs currently 2-4 against the Madison Mallards this season, and this will be game number 7 of 8. We're going to step aside for the national anthem. You're listening to 107.1 FM on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Want that new home? You can own it. NEW Credit Union has several mortgage options to choose from. Along with our 5- and 7-year balloon and 10-year fixed terms, NEW Credit Union now offers a 15-year fixed term. Find out how to get pre-approved for your home loan. Ask one of our knowledgeable mortgage specialists. Call 800-924-1250 today. That's 800-924-1250. Offices in Oconto Falls, Surrey, and Oconto. NEW Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Shawano, and Oconto counties. Federally insured by the NCUA. All loans subject to approval. Visit www.newcu.org for more details. Choose your home. At NEW Credit Union, we can help you own it.
At 24/7 Well and Pump Service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site. Whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines, they'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the Oconto Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 Well and Pump Service, Fireside Road, Oconto Falls.
Welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, and you are listening to the WOCO pregame show. I was able to meet up with Mikey Falia the other day to talk about, of course, his brother, his great season, and his family ties. Listen in.
Mikey, on the season for the Bullfrogs, you've played well almost since the start. What's been going good for you?
Just see ball, hit ball, stick with my approach. You know, the pitchers are good in this league, so, you know, you just kind of stick to your approach and hit the fastball and try not to get behind in the count.
This past season, your freshman year at UC Irvine, didn't get all that much playing time. What was your goal for coming into this summer to bring back to UC Irvine this next season?
Just that experience. I knew this league coming into the Northwoods, there's a lot of games, and you're basically playing every day, which is like the minor league. So, you know, you got to take full advantage of every day you come out here and play. So, you know, I was really looking forward to it and just getting out and playing every day. So, like you said, I didn't play too much. So now this is my opportunity to show my coaches what I can possibly do to help the team coming up this next year.
Talk about minor leagues. Your older brother, Eric Falia, killing it in the minors. How do you think he's done?
He's doing really well. I mean, he's always been a natural hitter. He's had some rough patches throughout his time, but, you know, he's always been a hitter. You know, 2013, the College World Series, he put on a show then. So, I mean, and he's still doing it now. So I'm looking for bright things ahead in his future, and I'm really excited to see him doing very well.
Talking about family, your family came all the way over from California this past week to watch you play in Kenosha, where your brother actually played as well. So what was it like? What did it mean to you for your family to come all the way out here and watch you play?
It meant a lot. You know, they came out at a perfect time because I was needing some family just to come out and support me. So it was really nice to see them and, you know, play in front of them. And, you know, I'll see them in a week and a half to 2 weeks, whatever it is. But it was just exciting to see them.
Week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever it is left in this season. What's your goal for the rest?
Stick to my approach, have some fun with these guys. In all reality, though, it's been a fun time so far. And, you know, we're looking to finish strong, have some fun, win some games, and just build those friendships coming along the way in these last couple weeks.
Awesome. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
So that was Mikey Falia, center fielder for the Green Bay Bullfrogs, finds himself as a leadoff man tonight for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. And with that, let's get to the lineups. Willie Bourbon's the first baseman, batting second. Riley Smith, shortstop out of Minnesota, batting third. Troy Johnston, the cleanup hitter, he's the right fielder tonight for the Bullfrogs. Dan Leckie, he's batting fifth and the designated hitter. Kyle Bino, left fielder out of Youngstown State, batting sixth. Batting seventh, Ben Hart, the second baseman. Batting eighth, Ben Challey, third baseman out of UW Milwaukee. And Trent Bauer is in the 9-hole, the Ellsworth Community College product, and the catcher behind home plate tonight. Starting pitcher out on the mound for the Bullfrogs will be Garrett Gooden, right-handed pitcher out of Georgia Tech. So far this season, Garrett Gooden is 0-1, and in 13 2/3 innings of work has posted a 7.24 ERA, walking 16 and striking out 9. First pitch to the first batter for the Madison Mallards, Cole Daly, is high, 1-0. Cole Daly, the shortstop today for the Madison Mallards, he leads things off, batting in the 2-hole, Tommy Bullock. The 1-0. Fastball swung on and missed, evens the count up 1-1. Zach Taylor batting third, the designated hitter. Sam Armstrong, he's the cleanup hitter, and he's the third baseman tonight for the Mallards. 1-1. Fastball right over the zone, 1-2. Sam Armstrong, the cleanup hitter, as mentioned. He's the third baseman. Doran Turchin, center fielder tonight, batting fifth. And Andrew Baker batting sixth, the left fielder. The 1-2. Fastball, that one alone in the dirt in a wide, evens the count 2-2. David Vinsky, the first baseman tonight for the Mallards. He's batting seventh. Bunnell, he's batting in the 8 hole, the right fielder, and rounding things out, Brock Weimer, the catcher. 2-2. Breaking ball that drops all the way down into the dirt, full count. And the starting pitcher tonight for the Madison Mallards will be Matt McCarty out of Louisville. Umpires tonight for the matchup between the Green Bay Bullfrogs and Madison Mallards, Michael Eppright. He's behind home plate. Over at first, Nick Marple, and at third, Austin Nelson. Payoff pitch to Cole Daly. Fastball that runs high, and it's the 17th walk of the season from Garrett Gooden, and Cole Daly gets on base to lead things on. That brings up Tommy Bullock, the second baseman. Bullock on the season for the Madison Mallards, batting .323 at a UNC Charlotte. Garrett Gooden out on the mound, has pitched some solid innings for the Bullfrogs, but he's just struggled to find the zone. Runner off from first. It's high for a ball, throw down and not in time, and Cole Daly slides in safely. A tough throw from Trent Bauer. He'd probably like to have that one back. Short arms it, and it bounces 3 times before it even gets to the second base bag. And so just like that, a runner in scoring position for the Madison Mallards. Tommy Bullock, the second baseman, digs back in. A 1-0 count to him. The delivery. Swing and a miss. Evens it up 1-1. Tommy Bullock this past season would not play for UNC Charlotte. Was actually at Pitt Community College, where he would bat .203. The 1-1. And that one swung on and fouled straight back. Moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Garrett Gooden this past season at Georgia Tech. Very limited playing time, just 7 appearances, where he would pitch just 4 1/3 of an inning. 12 walks to just 3 strikeouts during his freshman campaign. Gooden comes set, and the 1-2. Swung on, a pop-up behind home plate that will land behind us in the bordering Joe Annie's Park. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Cloudy, sunny day here at Joe Annie Stadium. A slight breeze. Temperatures sit in the high 70s or so. Perfect baseball weather. Relatively nice crowd for a Monday night as well here at Joe Annie's. Runner takes the lead at second, and Cole Daly. And the 1-2 from Garrett Gooden. Breaking ball that gets past the catcher, Trent Bauer, and it's going to be an easy advancement for Cole Daly as he jogs over to third base. And just like that, with no outs on the board, the Mallards threaten to take a 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning. It moves the count to 2-2. No outs on the board here at Joe Annie Stadium. Not familiar with the park here. 326 down the left field line. 332 down the right field line. 2-2. Swung on. Popped up foul. Right side out of play. And count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. 390 in dead center. And it's not the most uniform park either. There's some rivets back and forth with that outfield wall, where in some parts it's deeper than others. 2-2. Fastball runs high, and another full count. There's a Liney's deck, which is essentially the beer garden here at Joe Annie Stadium, that sits out in right field, and that makes it a little shorter than 332, if you will, down that right field line. Payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back into the netting, and will stay full. Despite the relatively large dimensions here at Joe Annie's, we have seen our fair share of home runs this season. But unfortunately for the Bullfrogs, not so much on to their pleasure, that would be, as they've given up the most home runs in the league. Payoff pitch, swung on, found away left side. And Tommy Bullock working the count here. That's 5 pitches now that he's fouled off. Madison Mallards in their green tops, green caps, and gray pants tonight. Their classic look. Mallards etched in white across the chest with white numbers on the front and back. And the Green Bay Bullfrogs in their pinstripes with Green Bay written across the chest in green and orange numbers. This is the 4th season that the Bullfrogs have used these jerseys, so there could probably be due for some new ones, and you can kind of tell that on some of the jerseys. In fact, Garrett Gooding, starting pitcher, he's got a black 6 as the orange number has fallen off. Tommy Bullock went and got a new piece of lumber as he broke his bat on that last swing. Now digs back in. Gooding plays a little pitch and catch with his catcher. Now he comes set and deals a payoff. Fastball runs high and tight, and Garrett Gooding has walked the first 2 batters he's faced. Hard-earned walks as well, both full counts. And, of course, Tommy Bullock there fouled off 5 pitches in that at-bat to get over to first. So a well-earned walk, but with no outs on the board, runners on the corners. Bullfrogs have a righty warming up in the pen already, just to be precautious. Zach Taylor, the designated hitter, digs in for the Madison Mallards. Zach Taylor out of Illinois. Just finished up his junior season. First one to him. Fastball and runs high and inside, and Garrett Gooding falls behind 1-0. He sat out this last season due to transferring. And so before he played for the Fighting Illini, he played for Houston University, where he would bat .250. The 1-0. Fastball and then runs low and in the dirt, moves the count to 2 balls and no strikes. 19 stolen bases during that sophomore campaign with the Cougars. Some very impressive numbers. A part of that Houston team back in 2015 that was granted a #1 seed in the tournament. 2-0. Fastball and then runs high, and a 3-0 count. Gooding falls behind after walking the first 2 batters he faces. And Chris Marstons is going to go out to the mound to try to calm down his right-handed pitcher. And really, this has been something we haven't seen that much of, as the Bullfrogs coaching staff has kind of taken a hands-off approach to their team this year, kind of letting them try to work some things out and basically try not to micromanage, which they would say that other coaches do a bit too much in this league. Of course, head coach of the Green Bay Bullfrogs, Chris Sabo, his philosophy is to treat these guys as if they're major league players. You know, don't be standoffish. Don't try to micromanage each and everything. And if, you know, someone has really struggled and they say, hey, coach, can you give me some help? That's when they'll step in and try to give this guy as much help as they can. But for the most part, they've been relatively standoffish. The conference with Marstons and right-handed pitcher Garrett Gooding comes to a close, and he stands back on. 3-0. That one right across the plate, a changeup, 3-1. Garrett Gooding has a pretty good fastball. It's kind of sporadic, though. Can reach all the way up to 89, 90 at times if he's really feeling it, but at other times can sit around just about 80. The 3-1. Runs high and tight, ball 4, and Garrett Gooding has walked the first 3 batters he's faced, and it's not a great start for the Bullfrogs. Bases loaded here in the top of the first inning. We're tied up 0-0. Cole Daly stands over at third. He was a leadoff man. Tommy Bullock at second, and now Zach Taylor at first. So after 3 straight walks, Sam Armstrong, the third baseman, will dig in. Sam Armstrong out of the University of Jacksonville on the season, batting .264 for the Madison Mallards. Armstrong digs in, left-handed batter. First one to him. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Armstrong on the year, 4 home runs and 29 RBIs. Managed 10 doubles in his 33 games as well. The 0-1 for Gooding. Another fastball. This one swung on a pop-up in foul territory. Ben Challey, third baseman, tracking over, and he grabs it in foul territory over there by the bullpen of the Mallards and puts the first down on the board. Much needed pop-up there from Garrett Gooding, and hopefully that'll give him a little confidence. Garrett Gooden, a right-handed pitcher out of Georgia Tech. He's fun to watch when he's on. Granted, has only dealt in 13 innings for the Bullfrogs. But when this guy is on, he's fun to watch. Gets a little bit of swagger to his step and is enjoyable. Doran Turchin digs in. First one to him. Fastball right over the plate, 0-1. Doran Turchin, an all-star for this Madison Mallards team. The center fielder has been hot this season, but has cooled off here recently. 0-1. Swung on, another pop-up. This one over to third base as well, and the infield fly rule is in effect. And Ben Jolly grabs it anyway at third. And 2 straight pop-ups now, and just like that, 2 outs on the board. And Garrett Gooden walks back to the mound with a little bit of more confidence now. After loading the bases with 3 walks, 2 pop-ups to third base. And it brings up Andrew Baker, left fielder. Andrew Baker out of the University of Florida just won himself a ring with the Florida Gators. The left-handed hitter stands in, first one to him. Swung on and fouled away, slicing left side, 0-1. Andrew Baker this past season would struggle for the Gators, batting just .154, but he was highly recruited, 13th best player overall in Florida, and was drafted in the 36th round. The 0-1. Fastball and runs in the dirt, just a bit wide. Trent Bauer is able to stop it, however, before it gets past him, 1-1. The Madison Mallards, they're coming off of a loss to the Lakeshore Chinooks, 2-3. A close game yesterday and a very important game when you look at the playoff picture. Lakeshore Chinooks and the Madison Mallards battling for that 4th spot. Gooden out on the mound, kicks the leg in the 1-1. Swung on, ground ball to second. Ben Hart has it. The throw to first, a little bit low, but Willie Bourbon grabs it, and tip your hat off to Garrett Gooden. Walks his first 3 batters he faces, and then puts the next 3 down, leaving the bases loaded. Stay tuned for the bottom of the first inning. We're all tied up 1-1. You're listening to 107.1 FM on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
It's Cellcom's Customer Appreciation Celebrations. Get smartphones from the top 2 brands for just a penny each, along with food prizes and sales on accessories. Cellcom, built for you. Available day of event only. New 2-year activation qualified upgrade required. Restrictions apply. Visit cellcom.com/celebrate for details.
From one install,
Welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Bottom of the first inning about to get underway. The Bullfrogs got out of a jam in the top of the first. Tip your hat off to Garrett Gooden. Did not start the day off good whatsoever. Garrett Gooden would walk the first 3 batters he faced, loading the bases, but then forces 2 pop-ups to third and then a ground out to second to close the frame, leaving all 3 runners stranded. We're about to get underway with the bottom of the first inning, and due up for the Bullfrogs here in the bottom of the first will be the leadoff man, Mikey Folia, the center fielder, Willie Bourbon, the first baseman, and then Riley Smith, the shortstop. Mikey Folia, center fielder out of UC Irvine on the season, has been one of the brightest spots in the lineup day in and day out. Mikey Folia coming into the game for the Bullfrogs, supporting a batting average that sits just around 300. Starting pitcher out on the mound for the Madison Mallards tonight, Matt McCarty. First one, swung on, ground ball to short. Cole Daly gloves it. A long throw to first is a bit high, but David Vinsky makes the snag, out number 1.
now batting for the Bullfrogs, first baseman, number 6, Willie Bourbon.
So that will bring up Willie Bourbon after a ground out to short. 1 out on the board here in the bottom of the first inning. Willie Bourbon moving way up the lineup card. Normally a 6, 7, 8 hitter for the Bullfrogs, but tonight the 2-hole hitter. We'll see if it works out for the Frogs. Willie Bourbon coming into the game struggling at the plate, batting just 177. Left-handed hitter out of Northwestern. First one to him. Swung on, a fly ball deep to center. Doran Turchin on the warning track makes the grab for out number 2. A well-hit ball by Willie Bourbon. Some of the fans here at Joanne Stadium gasping, thinking that it was gone. Instead, it's out number 2, and just like that, 2 up, 2 down, and off of 2 pitches. So that will bring up Riley Smith, the shortstop. Riley Smith, talk about a guy that's been good recently. I think if anyone asked me who's a player to watch, it would be Riley Smith. In his last 10 games, batting .326, and his good play has gone noticed. It's not gone unnoticed by any means, as he was recently selected to the Major League Dreams Showcase. Of course, that's going on tomorrow in Madison. First pitch into Riley Smith. Breaking ball that just runs wide for 1-0. The Major League Dream Showcase, it's a showcase that is essentially the Northwoods League's combine, if you will. They invite the best players throughout the league to come out and show their stuff in front of 25, 30 scouts. The 1-0. Breaking ball, that one right over the zone, 1-1. And Riley Smith was not selected to the team originally, but because of an injury, he was selected to join the team. There's been quite a many guys that have been selected to join recently because of injuries, but Riley Smith was the first or second substitution. 1-1. That one swung on, a blooper into right field, and Cade Bunnell, the right fielder, gets underneath of it and grabs the can of corn for out number 3. So the Bullfrogs go down in order in the bottom of the first inning. Stay tuned for the top of the second. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network 107.1 FM.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960. Specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts. Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American Inn hospitality.
This is Larry Fitzgerald with Game Day Goal. Tune in to WOCO FM 107.1 Fridays at 6 p.m. to hear me and Eric Nelson discuss the sports topics of the day.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We're all tied up 0-0 after 1, top of the second inning, about to get underway. Due up for the Madison Mallards here in the top of the second will be David Vinsky, Cade Bunnell, and Brock Weimer. That'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters. And if you're just joining us, the Bullfrogs got out of a jam in the top of the first as Garrett Gooden would walk the first 3 batters he faced. Chris Marston would come out and have a word with them after he had walked 2 and gotten behind 3-0. And whatever he said to him must have worked, as he would make the next 2 batters pop up, and then a ground out to second would close the frame. David Vinsky on the season, the first baseman for the Madison Mallards, has not done all that bad whatsoever. And Northwood University's batting .346 with 2 home runs this season. And he's been hot recently for the Mallards, batting .353 with 12 hits and 10 runs scored. That just coming in the past 10 games. So he's one of the hottest hitters on the team. And so it's almost surprising that he finds himself as a 7-hole hitter. I think that's more of a, tip of a hat to how good the Madison Mallards have been this season. I don't think that their record of what is not necessarily a bad record of 34-32, I don't think that their stats really support that record. I mean, you see how good these batters have done for them, and you expected them to be at the top of the league, but not so much. First one into Vinsky runs high, 1-0. The 1-0 fastball that skips across home plate, and Garrett Gooden falls behind two balls and no strikes. The Mallards have lost 4 of their last 7. They're looking back to get to their winning ways. Would split a series with the Lakeshore Chinooks. That's the team that they're trying to beat out. 2-0. Swung on, a well-hit ball to deep center. Tracking back, Falia at the warning track, looking up. It's off the wall. David Vinsky rounding first, and he's going to get to second, standing up. A double for the Mallards, the first hit of the game for either team. So a leadoff double, and Cade Bunnell, the right fielder, will dig in. Cade Bunnell for the Madison Mallards this season, another guy that's been pretty good at times. Batting .226 on the year, but 33 RBIs. The Madison College product, left-handed hitter, stands in. David Vinsky takes his lead from second, and Gooden trying to get into a groove out on the mound comes set. The Georgia Tech pitcher comes set and deals. Swung on, a blooper into left field. That's a base hit. Vinsky rounding third. He's going to come around to score, and Cade Bunnell will grab himself an RBI single, and the Mallards take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. So the Madison Mallards led off the first inning with 3 straight walks, and they lead off this second inning with 2 base hits. So down to the 9 hole. Brock Weimer, the catcher, digs in. Brock Weimer out of SIUE. The sophomore batting just .178 for the Mallards this season. Garrett Gooden steps off the rubber to check the runner. Now stands back on. First one into Weimer. Fastball and then runs inside, 1-0. Garrett Gooden, he's a Georgia guy through and through. Grew up in Decanter, Georgia. Highly recruited out of high school. Was a Under Armour All-American and a Louisville Slugger All-American. 1-0. Fastball and then runs high, 2-0. Was rated the number 6 player out of Georgia and just had an unreal high school career. It's having all sorts of honors, all straight, all region. I mean, you name it. The guy was awesome. And he's trying to gather that skill back again. Of course, struggled this past season for the Yellow Jackets. 2-0. Fastball and finds a lower portion of the zone, 2-1. And with no outs on the board, there's a runner at first. The Madison Mallards have taken a 1-0 lead. Gooden checks the runner at first. Gives him another glance. Comes set. Kicks the leg. That's 1. Then 1 swung on. A foul tip into the mitt of the catcher, Trent Bauer. And it evens the count, 2-2. Garrett Gooden started his summer out in South Carolina with the Lexington Blowfish of the Coastal Plains League. 2-2. Fastball wide and low, and a full count. Coastal Plains League, another summer collegiate wood bat league. Their league is in the playoffs right now, actually. Would appear in just 3 games with the Blowfish, however. Pitching just 3 2/3 innings. Runner off from first. Payoff goes by for a ball, so no throwdown from Trent Bauer. And it's another walk from Garrett Gooden, his 4th of the game. And all 3 batters that he has faced here in this second inning have managed to get on base. Cade Bunnell moves over to second, and Brock Weimer at first now, when we're back up to the top of the lineup already. Cole Daly, the shortstop, digs in. Led off the game today with a walk. Would be stranded at third. Garrett Gooden comes set and deals. Shows bunt, but pulls it away. It was high, 1-0. One of the reasons he left the Coastal Plains League to come to the Northwoods League was that, well, he just needed more innings. Or only pitched 3 2/3 innings for the Blowfish, and already here in the Northwoods League, he's pitched more than that. The 1-0 fastball and runs low and inside, 2-0. As coming into this game, the right-handed pitcher for Georgia Tech had amassed 12 innings pitched for the Bullfrogs. An opportunity to grab some more today If he can get out of this frame, the Bullfrogs will try to milk him as long as they can. 2-0. Shows bunt, lays one down the third base line, but it rolls foul. And it moves the count to 2-1. Ben Challey, the third baseman today, runs over to scoop it up. Ben Challey, a recent addition to this Green Bay Bullfrogs team. Started the year out on a temporary contract for the Bullfrogs, but was not re-signed after his 10 days expired. But with the amount of injuries that the Bullfrogs have had, they called him up, and he was here the very next day. So Cole Daly, the shortstop, digs in. Notre Dame product awaits in the 2-1. Fastball right over the zone. The count moves even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cole Daly this past season for the Fighting Irish would bat .244, managing 16 RBIs. Good income set in the 2-2. Another fastball, but this one inside and in the dirt, full count. It's his second year in the Northwoods League, actually, as Cole Daly played for the Wisconsin Woodchucks this past season, batting .282. Could say he's found his spot here in the Northwoods as he's up to .330 here with the Mallards. Payoff. That one runs high and it loads the bases again as Garrett Gooden has walked his second batter in a row and 5th of the game.
At bat for the Mallards, the second baseman, number 39, Tommy Bullock.
So the 2-hole hitter, Tommy Bullock, will dig in. The second baseman was walked his last time up. There's runners at first, second, and third for the second straight inning. Last time, Garrett Gooden got out of it with no outs on the board. Can he do it again? Madison has a 1-0 lead. First pitch. Fastball that runs in the dirt, 1-0. Cole Daly over at first after the walk. Brock Weimer at second, and Cade Bunnell standing over at third. 1-0. Swung on, ground ball to second. Ben Hart scoops it up, loses his footing though, and can't throw it to first. Run comes across, and Tommy Bullock is able to get over to first, as it's a grounder to the left of Ben Hart. Runs out into the outfield grass, scoops it up, has to turn his body to throw it into the infield. And when he turns his body, his back foot slips, his spikes can't dig into the grass out there, and it looks like he just had tennis shoes on, and he slips, and there's no throw. 1 run comes across for the Madison Mallards, so they lead 2-0. First one. It will be recorded as an error, as Ben Hart had it in his glove, had it in his hand, but just could not make the throw because of the slippage, and he doesn't force one. Probably the right play. First one into Taylor, goes by for a ball. Taylor swings at the 1-0 and misses. And so it's a 1-1 here. Still no outs on the board, and the bases remain loaded. Gooden comes set, kicks to the leg, and the 1-1. Swung on, ground ball left side, foul. 1-2. The Bullfrogs have won 7 of their last 9 games, and they have been hot recently. Coming to the game winning 7 of their last 10, of course. But I like to mention 7 out of the last 9. But on the second half of the season, 10-19. And an absolute horrible start to the second half. 3-17 to start things off. 1-2. Swing and a miss. And Garrett Gooden grabs a strikeout. And hopefully a little bit of confidence. The Bullfrogs managed to come away with the 7-6 victory against Rockford yesterday. They split that series. And at one point during this last 7-9, found themselves on a 5-game winning streak, sweeping the Wisconsin Woodchucks here at home. And then they went out to Wausau and split a series there. I think the most notable thing about the Bullfrogs recently is how good their pitching has been. They've gotten ahead. They've got great starts from a lot of guys. Last night's Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine player of the game was the starting pitcher. Sam Armstrong, the third baseman, digs in. First one to him is a fastball high and wide, 1-0. Jared Toby would go 7 strong for the Bullfrogs, not allowing an earned run. An unearned run would come across against them in the first inning, but that would be the lone. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Nice changeup there from Gooden, as he's taking a bit off to make sure he finds the zone. Would deal in 4 strikeouts and 2 walks in his 7 innings of work, grabbing his 2nd win of the season. The 1-1 to Armstrong. Fastball that runs inside. 2-1. Sam Armstrong's out of the University of Jacksonville, where last season he would bat .268 with 10 home runs. The 2-1. That one, a little check swing that he makes contact with. Fouls it back towards his own dugout on the left side. 2-2. On the season, Armstrong batting .264 for the Madison Mallards. Has been a nice addition to the team, as a recent addition he is. Has been around for about half of the season now. Where I've mentioned a few times, if you're a guy that has been around since the start of the year, it's really impressive. There's been a lot of guys that have gone home from that starting roster for the Bullfrogs. 2-2 from Gooden. Swung on a pop-up. Shortstop Riley Smith calls off the third baseman, raises his glove, and makes the grab for out number 2. So that could be out number 3, of course. You remember Zach Taylor hit into that E4 that would score a run. Instead, it's out number 2, but the bases remain loaded here. There's 2 outs on the board, and the Bullfrogs trail 2-0. Doran Turchin digs in, first one to him. Fastball that hits the inside corner, 0-1. Doran Turchin, an all-star for this Madison Mallards team. He's a guy that started the year out on fire, but who has since cooled off. The 0-1. Fastball and runs wide, 1-1. Has 10 home runs on this season to go along with 51 RBIs. And in his last 10 games, batting just .176. The 1-1. Check swing. It was low. Bat had to not go around. 2-1. Relatively crowded house here in Green Bay to be a Monday night. I don't think the Bullfrogs were expecting this type of crowd. In fact, they were talking about only opening 1 concession stand today. 2-1. Fastball and it runs high, and Jared Gooden behind in the count, 3-1. I mean, it is packed. It looks like a Saturday night crowd here. I mean, why would you not come out to Green Bay, however? A beautiful night. The Bullfrogs only have a few home games left to the season. This being one of the 4 games left. 3-1. Runs high, ball 4, and Garrett Gooden walks in a run. And Doran Turchin grabs himself an RBI as the bases are loaded. And the runner in Brock Weimer comes across to score. So make it a 3-run top of the 2nd inning now. And the bases remain loaded. Andrew Baker will dig in. He's the last batter who has not hit in this inning, so everyone's come around. Cole Daly stands at 3rd. Zach Taylor at 2nd. And Doran Turchin at 1st. First one into Andrew Baker. Swung on, slicer to short. Grabs it, throw to 1st. In time and on target for out number 3. The Bullfrogs leave 3 more stranded, but 3 come across. That'll do it for the top of the 2nd inning. Stay tuned for the bottom half. Listening to the Bullfrogs Radio Network, WOCO Sports Stream, 107.1 FM.
Time and time again, you want local loan decisions and servicing, faster turnaround, and answers to your questions handled right here in Oconto. At the Stevenson National Bank and Trust, we've got all of those bases covered, from local loan decisions and on-time closings to great rates and fair terms. Visit me, Bob Schwartz, at the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. I've helped many people, and now I'd like to help you with your next loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin here at Joanne Stadium. Bottom of the second inning about to get underway. Matt McCarty still out on the mound for the Madison Mallards. Would put the Bullfrogs down in order in the first frame. So due up for the Bullfrogs here in the second will be the 4, 5, 6 hitters. Troy Johnston, Dan Leckie, and Kyle Bigno. Matt McCarty on the season for the Madison Mallards, supporting a 4.09 ERA. This is being his 6th start of the season, was used as a relief pitcher earlier in the year. But as we've seen with many pitchers throughout the Northwoods League, guys have moved from relievers to starters because of guys that have gone home or injuries or whatever it may be. But McCarty with a 2-2 record on the season to go along with 1 save. First one into the left-handed batter, Troy Johnston. Fastball that runs wide, 1-0. Matt McCarty, just a freshman this past season at Louisville, will not appear in any games. The Cardinal rocks back and sends in the 1-0. It's swung gone, a blooper into left field. Andrew Baker running over, raises the glove, and out number 1 is recorded. 1 away. So that brings up Dan Leckie, the designated hitter. Dan Leckie has a nice addition to this team for the Bullfrogs. Leckie, although he seems like a newcomer, he's been around for some time at this point. 22 games with a .250 batting average. Has managed 3 home runs and 14 RBIs. Normally finds himself in the cleanup spot, but batting 5th tonight. The designated hitter stands in, first one to him. Swung gone, it's a sky-high pop-up. Third baseman Sam Armstrong underneath of it, and he's called off by the shortstop Cole Daly, who grabs it for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down, just like that. And that will bring up Kyle Bigno, the left fielder. Kyle Bigno out of Youngstown State for the Bullfrogs this season has been a bright spot, leads the team in home runs with 6. Batting .264 on the year as well, and that's a number that was all the way down to .210 at one point. And so he's a guy that's caught fire recently for the Bullfrogs, batting .429 in his last 2 games. Coming off of an injury, did not play for 10 days before the series against Rockford. First one to him. Fastball that runs wide, 1-0. In that Rockford series, Kyle Bigno would have managed 3 hits and 7 at-bats. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Would have worked the walk a few times, grabbed himself an RBI, and all 3 of those hits were infield singles, actually. Not what you would expect from Kyle Bigno, of course, a guy who's not the fastest on the team and swings for power. The 1-1 from Matt McCarty. Another fastball, but this one runs low. 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the second inning, in front of a great Green Bay crowd. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Moves the count to 2-2. I mean, this got to be the best Monday crowd all season. The line staying long at the concession stands. Not what they expected, I can assure you that. But with just 4 games left in the year and a great August night, you got to come out to Green Bay. 2-2. Breaking ball, swung on and missed, and Matt McCarty has retired every batter he's faced, that being his first strikeout. So that'll do it for the second frame. Stay tuned for the third. The Bullfrogs trail 3-0. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at O'Connell Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
We all want to be self-sufficient, whether it's fixing projects at home, whether it's changing the oil on the car, or maybe even keeping your checkbook balanced. But when it comes to income taxes, trust me, you don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to do it with someone that just does it 3 months a year as a little sideline job. You need to work with a proactive 24/7 CPA firm that can actually get you results and keep more money in your pocket. Pick up the phone today, 715-735-0583.
This is Larry Fitzgerald with Game Day Goal. Tune in to WOCO FM 107.1 Fridays at 6 p.m. to hear me and Eric Nelson discuss the sports topics of the day.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin here in Joe Annie Stadium. Top of the third inning, about to get underway, and the Bullfrogs trail 3-0. 2 hits in that last frame for the Madison Mallards to go along with a few walks, and well, that would be the difference. In that last frame, Garrett Gooden would walk 3 batters, and a double from David Vinsky, a single from Cade Bunnell, and an E4 would score 3 runs for the Mallards. We'll see if they can't continue or they left off. Leading things off will be the guy who led off that past inning with a double, David Vinsky. David Vinsky, right-handed hitter for the Madison Mallards on the season, has supported a batting average of .346. Has been a guy to watch. First one to him. Fastball that hits the inside corner, 0-1. Garrett Gooden really taking some off of that heater and just trying to hit the zone and get ahead early. The 0-1 from Vinsky, or to Vinsky, I should say, is a breaking ball that skips across home plate. Trent Bauer not quite ready for it, kind of hops up, jumps in front of it, and loses his mask in the process. 1 ball and 1 strike, no outs on the board, just got underway with the top of the third. The 1-1 pitch is a fastball that runs inside, 2 balls and a strike. The Bullfrogs trail 3-0, 2 hits in the last inning for the Madison Mallards. The 2-1 from Gooden. Swung on a pop-up right side. Willie Bourbon, the first baseman, underneath of it, makes the grab, 1 away. So that brings up Cade Bunnell, the right fielder. Cade Bunnell on the season for the Madison Mallards, batting .226 out of Madison College. Madison College, of course, a JUCO school in the city of Madison, as you can imagine. But they have a lot of guys here in the Northwoods League. I mean, we've seen 7 or 8. First one he sees. Ground ball to first. Willie Bourbon with the backhanded grab will jog over to first base in a foot race, and he wins it, out number 2. So a pop up to first and an unassisted out to first, and there's 2 up and 2 down. That brings up the 9-hole hitter, Brock Weimer. Weimer, the catcher on the day for the Madison Mallards, batting just .178 on the season. First one to him. Fastball and runs a bit low, 1-0. Of SIU Edwardsville, if that school film sounds familiar to you, 1-0. Fastball that just misses low, 2-0. Well, it's probably because you've heard of Dustin Woodcock, of course, a guy who has burst onto the Northwoods League scene. He's an SIU Edwardsville product himself for the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors. 2-0, swung on a fly ball deep to left. Tracking back is Falia and Binio, and that ball is gone. A solo shot for Brock Weimer, the 3rd of the season. And the Madison Mallards take a 4-0 lead. A well-hit ball. It's a no-doubter. His dugout comes out to greet him. And his 3rd home run of the season gives his team a 4-0 lead here in the top of the 3rd inning. Just when you think Garrett Gooden had started to settle in with 2 straight outs, a home run. Cole Daly digs in, swings at the first one, a fly ball to left field, but it's foul, 0-1. And I mentioned that the Bullfrogs have seen a lot of home runs go over these walls at Joe Annie's. 0-1. Swung on that one, found away left side as well, 0-2. And more times than not, it's for the other team, as the Bullfrogs have allowed more home runs than any other team in the Northwoods League this season. Brock Weimer getting in on the action. It's a solo shot. 0-2, swung on, slow grounder to first. Bourbon has it, a toss to Garrett Gooden, who comes over to cover the first base bag. They get the out there and retire the side. One run comes across in the top of the third inning. It's a solo shot, and on to the bottom of the third we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Bottom of the third inning about to get underway, and the Bullfrogs trail 4-0. It's a 3-run top of the second inning for the Madison Mallards, and a solo shot in the top of the third. That brings us to 4-0. Due up for the Bullfrogs here in the third will be the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Ben Hart, Ben Challey, and Trent Bauer. Every single Bullfrog so far that Matt McCarty has faced off against, he has retired. We'll see if he can continue that as the right-handed pitcher on the mound comes set. Rocks back, kicks his leg, the first one. Fastball that just runs low, 1-0. Matt McCarty out of Louisville did not appear in any games this past season. The Oak Creek, Wisconsin native deals in the 1-0. Swung on, chopper left side, foul, 1-1. In his last start on August 1st, would pitch 6 strong for the Mallards, not allowing an earned run. Would strike out 2, walk 1, allowing just 3 hits, was phenomenal. The righty out there on the mound kicks the leg in the 1-1. Fastball that hits the outside corner. 1-2, Ben Hart falls behind. Ben Hart, the right-handed batter out of Oakland University, has been a player to watch for the Bullfrogs here recently. 1-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and make it the second strikeout of the night for Matt McCarty. And make that now 7 batters in a row that he has retired as Ben Challey, the third baseman, digs in. I mentioned that Ben Hart stat, he's batting .324 in his last 10. Ben Challey digs in, has just played in 5 games since his re-debut, batting .222 in those. First one by him, goes by for strike 0-1. Matt McCarty comes set, rocks back, and the 0-1. Breaking ball that runs wide, a ball and a strike now. Ben Challey, right-handed batter, just 4 hits in those 5 games played. As the 1-1 is down from McCarty. Swung on, line drive to center field, base hit, and Ben Challey gets the first hit on the board for the Bullfrogs. And that brings up Trent Bauer. Trent Bauer, the catcher out of Ellsworth Community College. Left-handed batter on the season for the Bullfrogs, has had his struggles. As Trent Bauer coming into the game for the Bullfrogs, batting just .143, but granted just 9 games played. He's another one of those guys that started the year out on a temporary contract, but was re-signed to the team due to injuries. Bauer digs in, first one to him. Fastball that hits the inside corner, 0-1. The Bullfrogs would start the season out with 4 catchers on the roster, not necessarily what you want to see on just a 30-man roster. but then went all the way down to 1, and so they re-signed him. Runner off from first. The 0-1 swung on and fouled into the dirt. And so Ben Challey will have to jog back to first as he thought he had himself a stolen base. Trent Bauer this last season at Ellsworth Community College would have a pretty good year. Bauer batting .272 with 3 homers and 37 RBI. The lefty digs in, and Matt McCarty throws back to first. Challey slides back in safely. No tag from Vinsky. The count sits at 0-2. Bauer digs back in. Matt McCarty comes set. And deals in the 0-2. Runner off. It swung on and fouled away. And the count remains 0-2. Matt McCarty, right-handed pitcher. Relatively large presence out on the mound, 6'3", 210. Not necessarily a stocky frame like we saw yesterday. Of course, that right-handed pitcher was 6'4", 240. 0-2 into Bauer. Inside for a ball, 1-2. Trent Bauer pretty familiar with Joanne Stadium here. Played his high school ball right here at Joanne Stadium. Quite familiar with it. Throw back to first. Runner slides back in safely. As Bauer is a Green Bay native, not often that the Bullfrogs sign a player from Green Bay. But Trent Bauer makes the cut. Going to Green Bay East High School, which sits just past the left field wall. The 1-2. It's a fastball way wide. They're just making sure that Ben Challey's not going anywhere. And the count moves to 2-2. But after a solid season at Ellsworth, they elect to sign him. Would hit a walk-off single for the Bullfrogs his last time here at Joanne's. 2-2, runner off, swung on, chopper right side, foul. Bauer just staying alive. That's the third time that Ben Challey has taken off early for his second. Ben Challey at a UW Milwaukee this past season would steal 4 bases. And for the Bullfrogs this season has stolen 4 as well. Bauer stands in the 2-2. Swung on, grounder up the middle of the field, base hit. It moves Challey over just one bag as it's a slow bleeder up the middle. Shortstop or second baseman Tommy Bullock and Cole Daly can't get there. Just enough on it to stay out of their grasp and move the runner over. So runners at first and second, and we're back up to the top of the lineup as Mikey Falia, the center fielder, digs in. So 2 singles now against Matt McCarty. And Mikey Falia digs in. Falia batting .303 on the season. Has managed 47 hits this year. That leads the team. First one to him, swung on and fouled away right side, 0-1. My apology, that number does not lead the team. It's actually third on the team. Nonetheless, impressive. As Troy Johnson has amassed 64 this year. But as you can imagine, he's played in 13 more games than Falia has. So if you give Falia those 13 more games, he might have a little bit more than Johnston. 0-1. Fastball and runs wide, evens the count, 1-1. Mikey Falia, if you joined us at the start of the broadcast, I was able to meet up with him for the pregame interview. Talked about his success that his brother Eric Falia is having with the Modesto Nuts in single A ball. 1-1, swung on, a frozen rope into right center field, a base hit. Ben Challey rounding third, he's going to come around to score. They're going to hold up Trent Bauer at third, however. The Bullfrogs get a run back. They trail 4-1. Make it a RBI double for Mikey Falia. His 16th RBI of the season. but just 4th double. You heard that right. 47 hits coming into the game and just 3 doubles. Finds the gap out there in right and brings in a run for the Bullfrogs. And with just 1 out on the board, 2 runners in scoring position. And the pitching coach for the Madison Mallards is going to come out and have a word with Matt McCarty, who has given up 3 hits now. Now remember, in his last start on August 1st, he would pitch 6 innings and allow just 3 hits. We're here in the bottom of the 3rd, and the Bullfrogs already with 3. It's Matt Lamoth that comes out to have a word with his right-handed pitcher out of Louisville to try to calm him down here. Coming into this inning, he had retired all 6 batters he faced, but the Bullfrogs have now amassed 3 hits in a row against him. Mikey Folia stands at second with the RBI double. Trent Bauer now at third, and Ben Challey comes around to score off of that double from Mikey Folia. Willie Bourbon will dig in for the Bullfrogs. As mentioned, he's found himself moving way up the lineup today. Normally a 7-hole or 6-hole hitter for the Frogs, but batting in the 2 spot. Left-handed hitter out of Northwestern digs in, and McCarty deals in the first one. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball. Absolutely fools Bourbon there. 0-1. Bourbon, a guy that has been around just about the entire season for the Bullfrogs. 48 games played. Has managed 22 RBIs. Looking for a couple more here tonight. The lefty digs in. 0-1. Swung on. Grounder right back to the pitcher. Stares down the runner at third and throws it over to first in time and on target for out number 2. Not what the Bullfrogs wanted there. A slow grounder to short or second likely would have scored Trent Bauer, but instead it's a bouncer right back to McCarty. He picks it up on the first bounce and is able to hold both runners on while throwing over to first. So 2 away now, and Riley Smith, the shortstop, digs in. Smith batting .283 coming into the game for the Bullfrogs with 15 RBIs. The Minnesota Golden Gopher digs in, and McCarty deals. Breaking ball that runs wide, 1-0. Riley Smith recently invited to that Major League Dream Showcase, so he won't get an off day, but I'm sure he'll take it as he gets the opportunity to play in front of about 30 scouts out in Madison tomorrow. McCarty comes set. And the 1-0. Breaking ball swung on and missed. A nice curve there from McCarty. And Smith looks silly swinging at that one. Chases it. 1-1. Not only will Riley Smith be joining the Northwoods League best, but Connor Wallersheim, a left-handed pitcher out of Kent State for the Bullfrogs, will be traveling out to Madison as well. The 1-1. Fastball swung on. Line drive to left. Reaching up is Andrew Baker. And he makes the nice snag out there in left field for out number 3. Off the bat, you think it might find the gap, but instead, Baker buries it in his glove, retiring the inning and leaving 2 runners stranded. So that will do it for the 3rd frame. The Bullfrogs get a runner cross, but they leave 2 stranded. They trail 4-1. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
American Inn Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American Inn hospitality.
Garrett Gooden still out on the mound, right-handed pitcher out of Georgia Tech. Gooden has gotten himself in some binds, but he's got out of a couple as well. In the first inning, would walk the first 3 batters he faced, loading the bases, but then would retire the next 3, leaving the bases loaded. In the second inning, the Madison Mallards would put 3 runs across, 1 due to an error, 1 off of a single, and then Garrett Gooden would walk 1 in, but then would get the next out and leave another 3 runners on base. In the top of the third inning, he allowed a home run to lead off the inning. However, would respond retiring the next couple. So that will bring us to the top of the 4th inning. Garrett Gooden, the right-handed pitcher out of Decanter, Georgia, trying to get in his groove out there. The righty deals in a nice fastball, has a nice breaking ball as well. And if he gets on, the guy gets on. He can get hot and can make batters look silly, but so far tonight has dealt in just 1 strikeout. Due up for the Madison Mallards will be Tommy Bullock, the second baseman, who is 0 for 1 today. The lone strikeout victim of Garrett Gooden, but was walked back in the first inning. Garrett Gooden comes set. The first pitch of the inning is a changeup that hits the inside corner, 0-1. Scoreboard saying that one only hit 74, but it seemed a bit faster than that. 0-1. It's a fastball that runs wide and low, and it moves the count to 1-1. And the 1-1 delivery to Bullock. Fastball that just runs low, 2-1. Day has turned into dusk here at Joe Annie Stadium, and those long lines at the concession stand continue, as it is a packed house here in Green Bay. 2-1. Line drive to third, and Ben Shalley gloves it for out number 1. Nice play from the third baseman. They call it the hot corner for a reason. Tommy Bullock gets a hold of it. A hot shot over there, a screamer at him, and he's able to glove it about ankle level for out number 1. That brings up Zach Taylor, the designated hitter, who is 0 for 1 today. Did manage an RBI tonight, though. He'd be the guy that would hit into the E4 that would score a run. First one to him. Breaking ball, but it runs inside and low, 1-0. Zach Taylor was walked back in the first inning as well. So he's been on base twice tonight. 1-0. Fastball right over the zone, a 1-1. The 1-1 delivery. Fastball that runs low, 2-1. Madison Mallards find themselves right in the thick of things for the South Division playoffs. 2-1 to Taylor. Swung gone, chopper foul left side, 2-2. As the Lakeshore Chinooks sit at 35-30 overall, a game and a half ahead of the Mallards, who are 34-32, who are a half a game ahead of the Kenosha Kingfish. And so those 3 teams, battling it out for that 4th spot. 2-2. Breaking ball that runs low, and it's a full count. And the Dog Spiders not too far away either, as they have come to life here in the second half of the season. Payoff pitch, fastball that runs in the dirt for ball 4, and Garrett Gooden has walked another, that being his 7th walk of the night. There is a couple of pitchers warming up in the pen for the Bullfrogs, but they're going to try to use Garrett Gooden as long as they can. Zach Taylor's walked for the 2nd time tonight, and Sam Armstrong digs in. The third baseman has popped up twice tonight. The Dog Spiders sit at 32-33, so they are just a game behind the Kingfish, or a half a game behind the Mallards. As the way it works here in the Northwoods League, if you win a half season, then you automatically get a bid. Sam Armstrong takes off for second, or rather my apologies. Zach Taylor takes off for second, slides in safely. The throw from Trent Bauer is into the outfield, and so he pops up and jogs over to third. And so just like that, we go from 1 out on the board and nobody on to a walk, and now a run just 90 feet away. Make it a stolen base, and then a E2 that moves the runner to third. So Sam Armstrong digs in, and the 1 out. Fastball that runs high, 2-0 as Garrett continues to struggle to find the zone. Brett Falk, the Georgia Tech product, out there on the mound, kicks the leg in the 2-0. Fastball that runs low. Sam Armstrong, the batter there, started walking out of the batter's box before the pitch even came in. Time was not called. However, Armstrong just walking out of the zone before the pitch was even dealt, it seemed. And still a 3-0 count, however. And Gooding kicks the leg and deals. Fastball that's in the dirt, another walk. The 8th of the game from Garrett Gooden, who just can't seem to find his stuff tonight. Runners at first and third, 1 out on the board. Not necessarily the worst walk in the world there, as it does open up a double play opportunity for the Bullfrogs to try to get out of the inning unscathed. Doran Turchin, the center fielder, digs in. He's 0 for 1 tonight with a pop up to third and was walked back in the second inning, scoring a run for the Mallards. Swings at the first one, a pop up. It's into shallow left. Riley Smith, the shortstop, tracking back, makes the grab. Long throw into home, not in time. Make it a sacrifice fly. It's a pop up that just gets far enough out there into left field that the Mallards elect to bring the run in. It'll be Zach Taylor who tags up and comes across to score. An impressive throw from Riley Smith to make the play at the plate at least close, but no tag applied by Bauer as Taylor slides in safely. It is the second out, but the Mallards have taken a 5-1 lead. Andrew Baker digs in, the left fielder, 0 for 2 tonight. First one to him, a fastball right over the plate, 0-1. Baker has grounded out twice tonight. Left-handed pitcher's not left-handed batter, not a bad pitcher, as he has an ERA that sits below 3 for the Mallards as well. 0-1. Swung on, a pop-up in foul territory left side. Ben Challey, third baseman, tracking over, but can't get there as it bounces into the club seating on the third base side. He goes down the count, 0-2. Andrew Baker, he's the Florida guy that just won himself a national championship, is a pitcher and a hitter for the Gators as well. Hasn't necessarily been as good as he was for Florida as he is here for the Mallards, as the 1-2 runs way high, gets away from Trent Bauer, and it moves the runner over. And Armstrong. As Andrew Baker, batting just .210 for the Mallards this season, but has a 2.41 ERA 9 games for the Mallards. Left-handed batter stands in, now with the runner in scoring position after he moved over off of the wild pitch. The 1-2 to Baker. Breaking ball, swung on and missed, drop strike 3, and Trent Bauer applies the tag to close out the frame. The second strikeout of the game for Garrett Gooden. 1 run comes across for the Mallards. They take a 5-1 lead. Stay tuned for the bottom of the 4th inning. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Tired of running to the bank for every little check? You can save a trip to the bank with the convenience of mobile check deposit from the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. Snapping a picture with our app is as safe as depositing checks at one of our 7 locations. No more rushing to the bank before closing to make those important deposits. Visit snbt.com to enroll for mobile check deposit today. The Stevenson National Bank and Trust, 101 Bray Lake Way in O'Connell. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Wisconsin law requires all youth athlete organizations to educate coaches, athletes, and parents on the risks of concussions and head injuries. The law prohibits participation in a youth activity until the athlete and parents have signed an agreement sheet indicating they have reviewed concussion and head injury information materials. The Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction has published a Sideline to Safety guidelines for youth athletic organizations. Visit the WIAA website to learn more at www.wiaawi.org.
Welcome back to Joanne Stadium, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Bottom of the fourth inning about to get underway, and the Bullfrogs trail the Madison Mallards 5-1. It's a 3-run top of the second for the Mallards, and then a solo shot in the third, and a run that is brought in off of a sac fly in the top of the fourth inning. The Bullfrogs managed to get a run across in the bottom of the third, an RBI double from Mikey Falia. Due up for the Bullfrogs here in the bottom of the fourth is the 4, 5, 6 hitters, with Troy Johnston leading things off. First one to him, swung on, a slow grounder to second. Tommy Bullock gloves it, a sidearm throw to first, and out number 1 is recorded off of one pitch.
At bat for the Bullfrogs, the designated hitter, number 40.
1 up, 1 down, and Dan Leckie, the designated hitter, digs in. Dan Leckie today at batting practice, I think he was the best spectacle to watch. This guy was launching balls out of Joanne Stadium. Probably his best batting practice of the season. We know he's got a good swing, 3 home runs on the season, but, I mean, he was hitting 3 or 4 out in a row. First one to him. Breaking ball that just runs high. 1-0. Dan Leckie out of Lafayette College, where this past season for the Panthers would have a relatively solid year. Batting .291. 1-0. Another breaking ball. This one runs low. 2-0. 18 RBIs this past season, but would suffer a season-ending injury late. But is back to his normal health and is playing well for the Bullfrogs. 2-0. Swung on, grounder to short. Cole Daly gloves it. Crew hop, throw to first. In time, beats out Leckie by a step for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up Kyle Bigno, the left fielder. Kyle Bigno struck out swinging back in the second inning. One of just 2 strikeout victims from McCarty today. Bigno, of course, back with the Bullfrogs after suffering an injury. Did not play for 10 days for the Bullfrogs. Nothing serious, just a nagging strain. But he's back to full health, playing left field tonight. First one to him, fastball that runs wide, 1-0. Played in both games of the series against the Rockford Rivets, but was the designated hitter in both of those games. So he's back in the field tonight. 1-0. Breaking ball right over the zone, 1-1. And Bigno yesterday for the Bullfrogs would manage a 1-for-3 day with a walk. 1-1. Breaking ball right over the zone, 1-2. A great curve for Matt McCarty. Multi-hit game in the first game of the Rockford series and was named the Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine Player of the Game as well. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. That's the second time he's gone down swinging. It's the 3rd strikeout of the night for McCarty, and the Bullfrogs go down in order for the 3rd time here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Stay tuned for the 5th. The Bullfrogs trail 5-1. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network 107.1 FM.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Attention pizza lovers, have you tried a Brew Pub pizza? Designed to be the best of the best pub pizzas ever made, every Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies and topped with over a half-pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizzas are made right here in Wisconsin. Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizzas are available at your local grocer and tavern. Check Brew Pub Pizzas out at facebook.com/brewpubpizza and get more details at brewpubpizza.com. Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizzas, official frozen pizza of the Green Bay Bullfrogs.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium, top of the 5th inning. Bullfrogs trail 5-1. 3 hits apiece for both teams, but it's just been few too many walks for the Bullfrogs as Garrett Gooden would walk 8 in 4 innings. New pitcher out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. It'll be Alex Tadola, the UW-Stevens Point right-handed pitcher. Garrett Gooden would pitch 4 innings for the Bullfrogs, allowing 3 hits, 5 runs, 8 walks, and 2 strikeouts. In 4 innings, amassed 91 pitches, a number that is quite mind-boggling, that he would only pitch in 4 innings. So Alex Tadola is now towing the rubber for the Bullfrogs. Tadola on the season for the Frogs, he's had his troubles. Alex Tadola coming into the game supporting an ERA of 9.64, and in 14 innings pitched is 0-1. First one into David Vinsky, swinging and a miss, 0-1. David Vinsky, he's a guy that has been pretty solid today. Managed a double back in the 2nd inning and would come around to score. 1 for 2 as he would pop up to 3rd in the 3rd inning. 0-1. Swung on and fouled straight back and goes down in the count 0-2. Pretty good start for Alex Tadola, whose fastball's hitting about 85. Tadola's name just announced here in Green Bay, and you could hear a few audible cheers of happiness, I guess you could say. Tadola, a local guy here to the Green Bay area. The 0-2. Fastball that runs high and wide, 1-2. And Tadola, another one of those guys that started the year out on a temporary contract and was not re-signed to the team. However, injuries and guys that have gone home gets the call back, and here he is. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, ground ball to short. Takes a funky bounce right in front of Riley Smith, and he can't make the play. Bounces right in front of his glove and hits him square in the chest, and it falls to his feet, and it's an E6. David Vinsky getting on base for the 2nd time tonight. And after the E6, which is the 2nd error of the game for the Bullfrogs, Cade Bunnell, the right fielder, digs in. Bunnell tonight for the Rockford Ravens, or excuse me, Madison Mallards, I got confused with yesterday's game, is 1 for 2. Managed an RBI single in the 2nd, and a ground out to 1st his last time up. First one, 2-on, swung on and fouled back, 0-1. Alex Tadola, right-handed pitcher out of Coleman, Wisconsin. Went to Coleman High School, which is about 30 minutes north of Green Bay. Tadola comes set, and the 0-1. Swung on and fouled straight back. Count moves to 0-2, and the half-price beer chant here at Joanne Stadium is starting as Cade Bunnell, the beer batter. And on Monday, not great beer deals, and so you can expect this crowd to react pretty happily if Cade Bunnell goes down swinging here. Alex Tadola comes set, checks the runner at 1st, and the 0-2. Runs low in the dirt, 1-2. And the home crowd here letting the home plate umpire, Michael Eppright, hear it. They thought that one found the zone. And I would expect if this ball is even close to the strike zone, Eppright might ring him up. The 1-2 from Tadola. Swing and a miss. And I'll let the crowd do the talking on that one. Pretty excited about half-price beer here. And until the end of the inning, the fans here at Joanne's will be getting half-price beer, and the line has already started as all of the dads run to the beer stand here in Green Bay. Runner off from 1st. Brock Weimer swings at the first one and fouls it away right side, 0-1. So David Vinsky will jog back to 1st. And Alex Tadola, a good start, makes the first one ground out, but it was an error, and then strikes out the next. We'll see if he can keep it up. Of course, coming into the game, struggled in 14 innings pitched, just a 9.64 ERA. Bullfrogs pitchers throughout the season has really struggled as they have a team ERA of 5.88. 0-1. Swung on, line drive to right. Troy Johnston tracking back. That one bounces off the warning track and off the wall. A good throw in from Troy Johnston is in time. What a throw from Troy Johnston in right. Bounces off the warning track, off of the wall. Troy Johnson grabs it off the wall with his bare hand and launches one into Ben Hart at second. He applies the tag, and Brock Weimer is called out trying to make a single a double, and the second out is recorded. David Vinsky gets in over to third. Even if the throw is not in time for the out, it at least would have saved a run for the Bullfrogs. Cole Daly, the leadoff man, digs in, swings at the first one. Ground ball to second. Hart gloves it, throw to first in time, and Alex Cinola works a pretty solid inning. Leaves a runner stranded at third, and the Bullfrogs trail by 4, 5-1. That does it for the top of the fifth. Stay tuned for the bottom half. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960. Specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Ready to take a voyage through the sounds and styles of some of the world's greatest musical performers? Hi, this is Mike Martin, host of Martini Mix, and every week I'll bring you timeless greats of music, time-tested artists like Count Basie, Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, and many more. I'll bring you the perfect blend of music, nice and cool, served straight up on Martini Mix with Mike Martin.
Listen to Martini Mix Sundays from 1 to 3 p.m. on WOCO Stereo FM 107.1.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, and you're listening to 107.1 FM on the WOCO Sports Stream. The Bullfrogs trail by 4 runs against the Madison Mallards, 5-1. And Matt McCarty still out on the mound for the Madison Mallards, has pitched well through 4 complete. McCarty out of Louisville just finished up his freshman year where he would not play. So far on the night has allowed just 2, or rather 3 Bullfrog hits. Ben Hart digs in for the Green Bay Bullfrogs, right-handed batter out of Oakland, as the 7-hole hitter leads things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch to him. Fastball right over the plate, 0-1. Ben Hart, probably one of the better storylines of the season for the Bullfrogs in his last summer of summer baseball, his 4th summer at that as well, a redshirt junior going into his senior season at Oakland. 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. This past season at Oakland, Ben Hart would not have the greatest of years, batting in the 200s, just 197, 200 throughout the season. And he's down the count 0-2 here. Matt McCarty deals. Breaking ball swung on and fouled back. But Ben Hart finding his form, finding his swing here in the Northwoods League here of late, batting .284. And the reason that that is impressive is because for the most of the year, that number is sitting at just around .220. Batting around .333 here in his last 10 games, the 0-2. Breaking ball that drops all the way into the dirt, 1-2. And Ben Hart, the Rochester Hills, Michigan product, has played well. The 1-2. Fastball that runs in the dirt, evens the count up 2-2. Hart has had his struggles in the field as he leads this Bullfrogs team in errors, but is errorless here tonight, on a night where the Bullfrogs have already amassed 3. Matt McCarty comes set, kicks the leg, the 2-2. Another breaking ball. This one runs wide, and that was ball 3. Ben Hart lost count of it. I felt that I lost count. Ben Hart was convinced that it was ball 4. Had taken off for first, thinking that he had earned himself a walk. Argues with the umpire for a moment, and the umpire says, no, that was only ball 3. It's a full count. And I think Ben Hart realized his mistake, as the scorer here says also that it's a full count. Payoff. Runs low, and now ball 4 for Ben Hart. Looks back to the umpire, puts 4 fingers in the air and says, is that 4? And so that would have been quite embarrassing if he would have struck out on the next one, but instead it is ball 4, and Ben Hart gets on base tonight for the first time. That brings up Ben Shalley, the third baseman. Ben Shalley's last time up would register the first hit of the game for the Bullfrogs, and if you will, breaking up the perfect game for Matt McCarty. It was perfect through 2 1/3. First one into him is a fastball low, 1-0. Ben Shalley in playing in just his 6th game back with the Bullfrogs. As Matt McCarty throws over to first, it goes wide. David Vinsky can't put the glove on it. Ben Hart slides back to first, realizes that it's wide, and pops up and jogs over to second. So a runner in scoring position now for the Bullfrogs. They trail by 4 here, 5-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ben Shalley awaits. Matt McCarty comes set. Checks hard at second in the 1-0. Swung on, grounder right back to the pitcher. Throw to third's off the mark. Ben Hart rounds third. He's going to come across to score. And Ben Shalley moves over to second off of a pitch that went way wide. That went all the way into the pin of the Madison Mallards. And Matt McCarty grabs it out on the mound. Thinks that he's got the right play. He's going to get the runner out at third. Throws it over to third. But it's not even close to Sam Armstrong. He didn't need to throw it hard whatsoever. Ben Hart had just started to take off for third. And he launches it in, and it's launched into the bullpen of the Mallards. And it scores a run for the Bullfrogs. An error against the pitcher will come across to score. And Ben Hart and Ben Shalley gets on, and it moves over to second. I guess that'll be a fielder's choice for Ben Shalley. He stands at second now, and Trent Bauer, the 9-hole hitter, stands in. First one to him. Fastball that runs in the dirt, 1-0. Trent Bauer with a single already tonight. That coming in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Last time in Green Bay would hit a walk-off single. Wouldn't be the first time that he managed to walk off in Joe Annie's, as he did it back in high school as well. 1-0. Fastball right over the zone, 1-1. As I joked with him after one of the games recently, asking him if it was his first walk-off, and he said it was the first walk-off in some time. He managed a few back in high school. And so he's accustomed to the getting the celebrations at Joe Annie Stadium. The hometown guy stands in the 1-1. Swung on, a well-hit ball into right field. Base hit into the corner. Ben Shalley rounding third. He's going to score. Trent Bauer, he's going to get a stand-up RBI double. And the Bullfrogs bring it within 2 as they have put 2 runs across here in the bottom of the 5th inning now. They trail 5-3. Trent Bauer now 2 for 2. Managing an RBI double here in the bottom of the 5th inning. He stands in scoring position at second, and Mikey Falia, the leadoff man, digs in. Falia back in that 3rd inning managed an RBI double of his own, and the pitching coach for the Madison Mallards will come out to talk with Matt McCarty. Matt Lamoth comes out to calm him down. There is a righty warming up in the bullpen for the Madison Mallards. But I think they're going to stick with McCarty to try to get out of this frame as they have a 5-3 lead. Lamoth trying to calm down his pitcher here. Gives him a quick pep talk, and now we'll walk back to his coaching bench that sits next to the dugout on the left side. Mikey Falia, who leads this Green Bay Bullfrogs team in batting average, digs in. He would be the tying run. And Trent Bauer stands at second in scoring position. 2 for 2 on the night. Matt McCarty out there on the bump. Maneuvers the ball in his right hand, trying to get back to his good pitching ways. Deals in the first one. Breaking ball that runs high, 1-0. Still no outs on the board here in the bottom of the 5th inning as the Bullfrogs attempt a rally. Willie Bourbon standing on deck for the Bullfrogs, and Riley Smith in the hole. McCarty deals in the 1-0. Fastball right over the plate, 1-1, as McCarty takes a bit off of that one to make sure that he finds the zone. Bullfrogs have won 7 of their last 9, one of the hotter teams in the Northwoods League. Their best mark in 9 games all season, 1-1. Breaking ball, swung on and found away right side, 1-2. Of course, these 7 games, a part of those 7 is a 5-game winning streak that the Bullfrogs went on, where they swept the Kenosha Kingfish on the road and then swept the Wisconsin Woodchucks at home here in Joannes, before going 2-2 on a 4-game road trip over the weekend. Matt McCarty comes set and deals in the 1-2. Breaking ball that runs wide, and it evens the count up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. A nice curve there from McCarty. Wanted Falia to chase. He thought about it, but stays disciplined and does not. Falia, the UC Irvine product, digs back in. Matt McCarty out there on the bump, nods his head, comes set. Checks the runner at second in the 2-2. Swung on and fouled straight back. Count will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mikey Falia out of Irvine, California. Grew up going to Anteaters games as a kid. Said that necessarily it wasn't his plan to go to UC Irvine, just kind of worked out that way. Got limited playing time this past season, but the summer he's had this year, expect him to get some more. 2-2 pitch. Another curveball that runs wide, and after getting ahead in the count moves now to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Still no outs on the board. Trent Bauer stands at second after he grabbed his 3rd RBI of this season and 3rd triple. Matt McCarty comes set. And the payoff. Fastball that runs in the dirt, gets away from the catcher as well. And so Trent Bauer will move over to 3rd, and Mikey Falia works the walk. Runners on the corners now for the Bullfrogs. Ty Run is over at first for the Frogs, and Mikey Falia. And Willie Bourbon, the 2-hole hitter, digs in. Bourbon 0 for 2 tonight. And when you see the lineup card, kind of surprised to see Bourbon in the 2-hole spot. Batting just 178 this season for the Bullfrogs, but has hit in the clutch, 22 RBIs, has 2 home runs to his name as well. And Bourbon would manage a triple yesterday, his first of the season for the Bullfrogs. Left-handed hitter stands in and awaits. Runners take their leads at 1st and 3rd, and McCarty deals. Fastball that comes across just high, 1-0. Dusk is turning into night here at Green Bay. The flag's out in center field, starting to whip more as nighttime approaches. Cool temperatures set in around 60 degrees now. Runners get back to their spots at 1st and 3rd as Matt McCarty steps off the mound. And the Bullfrogs, looking to rally here in the bottom of the 5th, have already plated 2 runs. No outs on the board. Runners at 1st and 3rd. Bourbon digs in, and McCarty deals the 1-0. Fastball that runs in the dirt. Falia takes off from second, or rather, my apologies, takes off from first, and gets to second, standing up. It's a pitch that's in the dirt that gets away from the catcher, Brock Weimer. Weimer picks it up and fakes a throw to second to see if Trent Bauer will take off from 3rd. Bauer stays disciplined over there, and Mikey Falia gets over to second, eliminating the possibility of a sure double play. So that will be a pass ball that moves him over. And the 2-0 to Bourbon comes in for a strike, just hitting the zone, 2-1. Willie Bourbon out of Northwestern this past season found himself in a sophomore slump, batting just 164 for the Wildcats. But back during his freshman campaign would bat 254. 2-1. Change up wide, and a 3-1 count now. Bourbon gets ahead. Bourbon, 28 RBIs as a freshman as well. Really broke in on the scene for Northwestern. The sophomore left-hander stands in. The 3-1. Fastball that's in the dirt, and it's another walk from Matt McCarty, and the head coach for the Madison Mallards have seen enough. Legendary coach in the Northwoods League, Donnie Scott, coming out to the mound. He will relieve his right-handed pitcher. The Bullfrogs load the bases here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Willie Bourbon at first, Mikey Falia at second, and Trent Bauer at third. The Bullfrogs trail 5-3. There's a pitching change. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM. Frogs trail 5-3.
A very slight chance of an isolated thunderstorm early tonight, but most of the area stays dry, with skies becoming clear and a low of 52. Sunshine Tuesday with a high of 81, and west winds at 5 to 10. On Wednesday, we'll see a chance of showers and storms with a high temperature of 79. Thursday, scattered showers and storms with a high temperature of 74. Friday, showers with a high again reaching 74 degrees. Saturday, sunny and 75. And for Sunday, partly sunny skies with a high of 75. That's your latest forecast for WOCO Radio.
This is Larry Fitzgerald with Game Day Goal. Tune in to WOCO FM 107.1 Fridays at 6 p.m. to hear me and Eric Nelson discuss the sports topics of the day.
Joanne Stadium, we're here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Bullfrogs currently trail the Madison Mallards 5-3. Matt McCarty's day comes to a close. He pitched 4 complete. Would pitch, allow 4 hits, 3 runs, would walk 3 and strike out 3. Cannot manage a out here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and he's faced 5 batters. Ben Hart would work the walk to lead things off. Ben Challey would get on base due to a fielder's choice error that would score Ben Hart. Trent Bauer would hit a RBI double. And then Mikey Falia would be walked and Willie Bourbon would be walked. And so it's the bases loaded. No outs on the board. And due up for the Bullfrogs is probably their most dangerous batters. Riley Smith is due up here, the shortstop. Troy Johnston on deck and Dan Leckie in the hole. Riley Smith tonight is 0 for 2, but he's been hot recently for the Bullfrogs. The righty out of Minnesota digs in. Smith batting .326 in his last 10 games. First one to him. Fastball that runs high, 1-0. Riley Smith this past season, another guy that was struggling in his sophomore campaign. Would have had just 143 this past year. 1-0. Fastball right over the plate, 1-1. New pitcher out on the mound for the Madison Mallards is Riley Polsky. Polsky out on the mound takes a deep breath, trying to get out of the jam for his Mallards. If he can do it, it would be impressive. Bases loaded and no outs. A 1-1 count to Smith. He waves his bat around and the delivery. Swung on a fly ball in left center field. Left fielder Andrew Baker gets underneath of it. Runners at second and third tag up, and they both come across safely. The throw into third is not in time and gets away from the third baseman Sam Armstrong. And so the runner at first also tags up and advances. So a sacrifice fly for Riley Smith. Not exactly what the doctor ordered, but the Bullfrogs will take it as they bring it within a 1-run game now. Runners at second and third, and Troy Johnston digs in with just 1 out on the board. Trent Bauer tags up and scores. Mikey Falia tags up and advances to third, and Willie Bourbon tags up and advances to second. Troy Johnston digs in for the Bullfrogs. Left-handed hitter out of Gonzaga. First one to him, a fastball high, 1-0. Troy Johnston on the season for the Bullfrogs, batting .298. Has really stepped it up recently. Has 31 RBIs to his name. That leads the team. 1-0. Fastball in the dirt, 2-0. The Gonzaga product on the day, however, is 0 for 2. His last time up would ground out to second. tying run standing just 90 feet away, and Mikey Falia at third. And the go-ahead would be Willie Bourbon at second. 2-0. Swung on, another pop-up. This one in foul territory, way over towards the bullpen. And third baseman Sam Armstrong in a dead sprint back, but can't catch up to it as it falls in the bullpen foul. 2-1. Troy Johnston, another guy who has been hot during this recently good play for the Bullfrogs, batting .386 in his last 10 games. 17 hits, 6 RBIs. Guy's been hot. Left-handed batter digs in, and Riley Polsky out on the mound comes set. Trying to get out of the jam. 1 out, 2 runners on. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Evens the count up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. In this hot hitting from Troy Johnston, it's not just of recent, would have a great freshman year at Gonzaga. Would be named a West Coast Conference All-Freshman team member for his .323 season. 2-2. Swung on and found away left side. Johnson not necessarily the biggest of guys, just 5'11", 180. Would put on 25 pounds this past season as a freshman, as he tries to stock up for his upcoming season. Says that this past year was on a 6 to 7 meal workout plan. That's a day, 6 to 7 meals. 2-2. Fastball that just misses the zone inside. That one could have rung him up. Instead, it moves the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out on the board. Runners at second and third. Bullfrogs trying to tie this one up. They trail 5-4. The payoff finds the inside corner, strike 3. And Troy Johnston goes down looking. And 2 outs on the board now. And Dan Leckie will dig in. The absolute last thing the Bullfrogs wanted there, as Troy Johnston goes down looking. Granted, to his credit, that pitch in a very similar location as the previous one. That could have easily had been called a strike. And Michael Upright deals him up. Dan Leckie digs in, first one to him. Fastball wide, 1-0. That one in the dirt. Brock Weimer doing a solid job covering that one up. As Mikey Falia at third, he'll take off to try to tie this game. Polsky comes set, the 1-0. Fastball right over the zone, 1-1. Dan Leckie on the season for the Bullfrogs, batting around .250. But another guy who's been good here on this streak of games for the Bullfrogs, batting .308 in his last 10. The 1-1 to him. Or rather, it's not dealt in, as a pitch from the bullpen out in left field. It's over the head of the bullpen catcher and lands into play here on the diamond. And so time is called. They get rid of the debris. And with a 1-1 count, Riley Polsky resets, trying to get out of the frame. 1-1. Fastball high, 2-1. Standing on deck for the Bullfrogs would be Kyle Bino, who has 6 home runs this season. Like he's a heavy hitter himself, 3 homers on the year, and has played in just 22 games. 2-1. Swung on and fouled back. Evens the count up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs on the board, 2 runners on. Bullfrogs trail 5-4 here in the bottom of the 4th inning, trying to tie it up and possibly take a lead. Dan Leckie's 0 for 2 tonight, would ground out to short his last time up. The Lafayette College product awaits. Polsky shakes one off, nods at the next. The 2-2. Fastball high and a full count. Comes down to this. Bullfrogs trying to tie it up here and give themselves some life. They trailed 5-1 coming into this inning. Alex Chidola would work a solid top half of the frame, leaving a runner stranded at third, gave him some momentum. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and Riley Polsky gets out of the inning solidly. Retires the 3 batters he faced but Riley Smith managed to sacrifice fly, scoring one. The Bullfrogs leave two stranded in scoring position, but they put 3 runs across in the bottom of the 5th. Stay tuned for the 6th. The Bullfrogs back in it. They trail 5-4. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network 107.1 FM.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin, every Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brew Pub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Did you know that we here at the O'Connell Pharmacy would mail your prescriptions to you? At the O'Connell Pharmacy, we would like to make things easy for you. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family, helping your family.
This is Larry Fitzgerald with Game Day Goal. Tune in to WOCO FM 107.1 Fridays at 6 p.m. to hear me and Eric Nelson discuss the sports topics of the day.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium. We are here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Bullfrogs, they trail by 1, 5-4. Due up for the Madison Mallards is number 39. He swings at the first one he sees from Alex Tadola. A fly ball deep into right field, and Troy Johnston gets underneath of it, grabbing the first out. It's Tommy Bullock, the second baseman, who sends that one deep into right field. And it's the first out that is retired. Bullock wasting no time, liked the pitch, sent it deep, but sent it into the glove of Troy Johnston. One away. So just like that, one away, and Zach Taylor, the designated hitter, digs in. Taylor tonight 0 for 1, hit into an error in the second inning. Has been walked twice tonight. Would come around to score in the 4th. Check swing at the first one, a breaking ball that hits the outside corner, 0-1. Sadola off to a pretty solid start. We'll see if he can keep it up. Righty comes set, kicks the leg, 0-1. Another check swing, but this one does run wide. 1-1. Bullfrogs coming into this game have won 7 of 9, coming off of a close loss to the Rockford Rivets, or rather win against the Rivets, 7-6. 1-1. Fastball right over the zone, 1-2. Against the Rivets, they would support a 7-1 lead going into the bottom of the 9th inning. You heard that right. And the Rockford Rivets would post 5 runs in that bottom 9th, nearly taking a game from the Bullfrogs. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, swung on and missed. A strikeout for Alex Tadola, make that his second of the game. 2 up, 2 down, and Sam Armstrong, third baseman, digs in. Armstrong 0 for 2 tonight. Worked the walk back in the 4th, however. Sam Armstrong on the season for the Madison Mallards, batting .264. Left-handed batter digs in, and Alex Tadola, who seems a bit hot out there on the mound, comes set. Nods his head, comes set, and delivers. Breaking ball that gets away from Tadola there, way high and wide. 1-0. Tadola retoes the rubber. Comes set. And the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Tadola looking solid out there on the mound here early. Of course, coming into the game, struggling. An ERA that sat above 9. He comes set, the 1-1. Swung gone, ground ball to second. Ben Hart gloves it, bobbles with it, picks it back up. The throw to first is in time, however. Ben Hart will let out a sigh of relief, almost saying not again, but he's able to pick it up and throw it to first in time, and Alex Tadola works himself a 1-2-3 inning. Stay tuned for the bottom of the 6th. The Bullfrogs hold on to a 5-4 lead. Stay tuned.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay here at Joe Aney Stadium. Bottom of the sixth inning about to get underway. The Bullfrogs trail by 1, 5-4. Due up for the Bullfrogs here in the bottom of the sixth will be Kyle Binio, the left fielder. Binio 0 for 2 tonight with 2 strikeouts, trying to avoid the hat trick. It'll be Ryan Polsky still out on the mound for the Madison Mallards. And the right-handed pitcher nods his head, kicks his leg, and we are underway. Fastball that runs high, 1-0. Polsky out of South Beloit, Wisconsin, out of Madison College, another one of those Madison College Wolfpack. 1-0, fastball high and tight. I think Binio had elected he was going to swing before he even saw the pitch, as that one nearly silly to swing at. It was nearly chin music, in fact. Moves the ball even, or rather the count even, a ball and strike. Polsky wasting no time, nods his head in the 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Binio falls behind. Binio still trying to get used to his bearings again. Of course, sat out for 10 days. And that's got to be tough here in the Northwoods League. A day that is day in and day out baseball. And you have to sit on the sidelines for 10 days in the dugout. And the 1-2 is dealt. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Binio goes down swinging for the 3rd straight time. Make it the 3rd strikeout already for Riley Polsky in just an inning and a 3rd pitched. To put that into perspective, Matt McCarty, the starting pitcher for the Mallards, dealt in 4 innings of work and only had 3 strikeouts. Ben Hart will dig in now for the Bullfrogs. Hart on the day, 0 for 1. He struck out back in the 3rd inning and worked the walk in the 5th and would come around to score. First one to him goes by for a strike, 0-1. Hart out of Oakland University stands in, and the 0-1 is dealt. Breaking ball, that one finding the zone, 0-2. I talked about how he's one of the older guys on the team, a leader on the team, redshirt junior. Is in form here for the Bullfrogs. In his last 10 games, Ben Hart batting .324. The 0-2. Fastball that runs way high, 1-2. Ben Hart out of Rochester Hills, Michigan. Pretty close relationship with his family. They come out to all the games they can. I know his dad listens day in and day out, so shout out to Mr. Hart. The 1-2. High and tight, Hart check swings. Does not come around. Count moves to 2-2. Hart, however, as I mentioned earlier, struggled this past season for the Golden Grizzlies, batting below 200, but back in 2016 would have a .305 year. That being his batting average, of course, and would be named to the All-Horizon League 2nd team. The 2-2 pitch runs just wide of the strike zone, and it moves it to a full count. Polsky comes set and deals and walks his first batter of the game. It's a fastball low. And it moves the count, or rather it puts ball 4 on the board, and it gives Ben Hart a free base over at first. his second time he's been walked tonight. Ben Challey digs in now for the Bullfrogs. Trent Bauer, the right hand, or rather Ben Challey, the right-handed batter out of UW Milwaukee. First one to him. Fastball that hits the upper portion of the zone, 0-1. Started his year out on a temporary contract for the Bullfrogs, was re-signed to the team, and it's kind of a great story. Over the summer, after his time with the Bullfrogs came to a close, he was working at a meat packaging firm in Tennessee as he swings at the 0-1 and misses 0-2, and stepped away from baseball to try to make some money going into his senior season of baseball. And so he was out in Tennessee packaging meat and set temperatures below 40 degrees at times. And the second he got the call from Chris Sabo that they needed him, he hopped in his car. 0-2, swung on and fouled straight back. He's a Franklin, Tennessee native. Said 2 hours after he got the call from Chris Sabo that they needed him, didn't talk to anyone else, the GM, the owner, nobody. Just hopped in the car, hoping that when he got here, hopefully there'd be his contract for him to sign. And sure enough, that's how it worked out. The 0-2, swung on and fouled back right side. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. This past season at UW Milwaukee would have a breakout year, batting .327, 23 RBIs. Was one of the best players on that Panthers team. Challey stands in, the 0-2 from Polsky. That one runs high, and Ben Challey finally works himself a ball as he had fouled 2 away. Challey touches home plate with his bat, now waves it around. Polsky checks the runner at first, and Ben Hart and deals in the 1-2. Fastball that runs wide, gets past the catcher Weimer, and Ben Hart jogs over to second easily. Tying run now in scoring position for the Bullfrogs. Ben Challey on the night finds himself going 1 for 2. Managed a single, and then his last time up hit into a fielder's choice RBI. Would manage to get on base as it would be a throwing error against the pitcher at the time, Matt McCarty. Time is called here at the baseball diamond as another pitch from the Madison Mallards bullpen travels into the field of play. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out on the board. Runner at second. We're here in the bottom of the 6th inning where the Bullfrogs trail 4-5. The 2-2 swung on and fouled straight back. Ben Challey just getting a piece of it to stay alive. Make that the 3rd pitch now that he is fouled back. Riley Polsky trying to continue his good play. Polsky, the right-handed pitcher out of Madison College, comes set. Ben Challey awaits. Ben Hart takes the lead from second. He's the tying run. The 2-2 is dealt. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Paulson to make that his 4th of the game, 2nd of the inning. That brings up the 9-hole hitter, Trent Bauer. We'll see if he can stay hot. Trent Bauer on fire tonight for the Bullfrogs, 2 for 2. A RBI double his last time up. And a single back in the 3rd frame. Left-handed batter out of Ellsworth. Has just 5 hits in a Bullfrogs uniform, and 3 of those are doubles. First one to him, swung on and fouled away left side, 0-1. Of course, had that walk-off single for the Bullfrogs against the Kenosha Kingfish, which started a 5-game winning streak. Trent Bauer digs back in and awaits. Riley Polsky comes set, deals in the 0-1. Fastball that just misses wide, evens the count 1-1. Bullfrogs trying to tie this game up. Ben Hart stands at second base. He would be the tying run as they trail by just 1, 5-4. 4 hits tonight for both teams. Polsky comes set in the 1-1. Swung on, found away left side, 1-2. Riley Polsky nods his head. He's ready to go. Wants to try to grab himself another strikeout. Already has 4. Toes the rubber. Ben Hart takes a lead from second. 2 outs on the board. We're here in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-2 from Riley Polsky comes in. Finds the inside corner. Trenton Bauer doesn't even think about swinging at it. Goes looking and make it a 3 strikeout inning for Riley Polsky. Grabs his 5th strikeout of the night. Leaves a runner stranded at second. And we move to the 7th inning. The Bullfrogs trail the Madison Mallards 5-4. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network 107.1 FM.
Want that new home? You can own it. NEW Credit Union has several mortgage options to choose from. Along with our 5- and 7-year balloon and 10-year fixed terms, NEW Credit Union now offers a 15-year fixed term. Find out how to get pre-approved for your home loan. Ask one of our knowledgeable mortgage specialists. Call 800-924-1250 today. That's 800-924-1250. Offices in Oconto Falls, Surrey, and Oconto. NEW Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Shawano, and Oconto counties. Federally insured by the NCUA. All loans subject to approval. Visit www.newcu.org for more details. Choose your home. At NEW Credit Union, we can help you own it.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name's Nolan, voice of the Bullfrogs. Top of the 7th inning about to get underway, and the Bullfrogs trail by just 1. 5-4, both teams with 4 hits tonight. The difference would be 1 error, I guess it would be. 3 errors against the Bullfrogs, 2 for the Madison Mallards. Due up for the Mallards here in the top of the 7th inning will be Dorn Turchin, the center fielder. Turchin tonight 0 for 1 with 2 RBIs. Managed himself for sacrifice fly RBI in the 4th and would work the walk, grabbing an RBI as well in the 2nd. First one to him. It's a changeup that runs wide, 1-0. Duran Turchin started out his season on fire for the Madison Mallards, but has cooled off since. 1-0. Swung on, well hit ball deep into left. Tracking back is Bino. That ball is gone. 6-4, Mallards lead. What a shot from Duran Turchin. His 11th home run of the season silences a crowded Joe Annie Stadium. Must have heard me say that he's cooled off as he launches that one over the left field wall. A no-doubter. Dugout comes out of the bullpen to give him some high fives. And it's 11 home runs on the season. That good for 3rd best in the South Division. First one into the new batter, Andrew Baker, is swung on and missed, 0-1. Alex Stodola had found his rhythm out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. Worked a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th, but a home run to lead off the 7th. As the 0-1 is dealt into Andrew Baker, it's a breaking ball low, 1-1. Would retire 4 in a row before that solo shot. The 1-1. Fastball that runs low again, 2-1. Andrew Baker on the night 0 for 3, struck out his last time up. The 2-1. Swung on, that's a well-hit ball into right center, drops for a base hit, and Andrew Baker grabs the 6th hit of the game for the Madison Mallards. His first of the day, he's now 1 for 4. David Vinsky, the first baseman, digs in now for the Mallards. 1 for 3 tonight. Hit a double to lead off the 2nd inning. And got on base in the 5th due to a E6. Levinsky on this season for the Mallards is batting .346. He's been hot. First one to him. That one goes right across the plate, 0-1. A one delivery. Breaking ball. That one runs high and inside and moves the count to a ball and a strike. No outs on the board. Runner at first. The Mallards have a 6-4 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. Alex Stodola comes the 1-1. Swung on, a blooper into shallow right field. Tracking back, Ben Hart, the second baseman. He makes the over-the-shoulder grab. Athletic play there from Ben Hart for out number 2. Or rather, my apologies, out number 1. That brings up Cade Bunnell, the right fielder. Bunnell tonight is 1 for 3, an RBI single in the second inning, but struck out his last time up. He is your beer batter, so again, you'll hear the crowd explode in excitement here in Green Bay if he goes down swinging. Throw back to first. Willie Bourbon has to hop up in the air to grab that one bit high. No tag. As Andrew Baker on at first, he's a speedster over there. Supports the sliding glove on the right hand, which is almost a sign to tell you, hey, look out, I'm going to take off. Of course, think back to Alonzo Jones, who was a star center fielder for the Bullfrogs, would take off every single time he got on first, and I don't think he was caught except once. Another throwback to first. Runner back safely this time, standing up again. A 1-0 count, 1 out on the board, runner at first. The dish. Swung gone. Ground ball to short. Smith has it. Underhand toss to second in time. Throw to first is not picked by Willie Bourbon. Goes underneath of his glove. So they get the force out at second. Could have been a double play, but a short arm throw from Ben Hart bounces in front of the glove of Willie Bourbon. Pickable, but he can't make the grab. Gets underneath of his glove, rolls over towards the dugout of the Bullfrogs. But Trent Bauer there to make sure that the runner doesn't advance the bag. So it's a fielder's choice from Cade Bunnell. Puts him at first. Andrew Baker out at second. So 2 away now. And Brock Weimer, the 9-hole hitter, digs in. Swings at the first one behind an 83-mile-per-hour fastball from Alex Stodola. 0-1. Stodola, right-handed pitcher out of UW Stevens Point, comes set and deals in the 0-1. Fast and runs low, moves the count even, a ball and a strike. This past season, Stevens Point would have his struggles, and Stodola would support just an ERA that sat around 5 for the Pointers. 1-1. Breaking ball and runs low, a 2-1 count now. Granted, it was pretty limited playing time for the right-handed pitcher out of Coleman. Just 19 innings pitched, supported a 3-2 record, however, for his sophomore campaign. 2-1. Fastball and then runs in the dirt, moves the count to a hitter's count now. 3-1, and the righty out there on the mound in Stodola seems a little frustrated with himself. When he grabs the ball back from Trent Bauer, kind of snatches it out of the air in frustration. Steps off the rubber. He doesn't like the sign from Trent Bauer. Wants to go over him again. Toes it again. Checks the runner at first. Trying to get out of the frame here. 2 outs. 3-1. Swung gone, a pop-up. Shallow center field. Tracking back is Ben Hart. He can't get there. Falls into that Bermuda Triangle out there in right center field. Ben Hart tracking back into center, waiting for an outfielder to call him off, and no one ever does. Mikey Falia and Troy Johnston, the right and center fielders, they can't get over there in time. Lands in that spot where if you were at a home plate and you kind of want to throw a ball to where no one can get to, that's where it lands. Just behind Ben Hart, just in front of Mikey Falia, and just in front of Troy Johnston in right field. And it's a base hit for the Madison Mallards, their 7th. Could have been out number 3 if Troy Johnson or Falia turn on the Jets, and Stodola frustrated with it. He thinks he should be out of the frame. Cole Daly, the leadoff man, digs in. First one to him, a fastball low, 1-0. So it's Cade Bunnell now over at third with Brock Weimer at first. Cole Daly on the day is 0 for 2. Watches the 1-0 go by. It's wide. 2-0. Cole Daly with 2 groundouts tonight. Was walked his first 2 times up. The Notre Dame product digs in and awaits the 2-0 to him. Runs inside, gets away from the catcher. Runner off from third and Bunnell. He's going to come across to score, and it's a wild pitch that scores him. 7-4 Mallards lead now, and Brock Weimer advances to second as well. And some tough runs come across against Adola. A home run to lead off the inning, and then a wild pitch / pass ball scores another one. Trenton Bauer puts the glove on it, just can't make the squeeze. Ricochets off of his glove. Daly ahead in the count now, 3-0, and the delivery. In the dirt, ball 4. Another walk, make that the first walk of the game for Alex Tadola, but it's the 9th walk of the game from the Bullfrogs. It's going to be tough to win games when you walk 9 batters, but the Bullfrogs still in it. Trail by just 3, 7-4. 2 outs on the board, trying to get out of it. Tommy Bullock digs in, 0 for 3 tonight. First one to him, runs high, 1-0. We're here in the top of the 7th inning. The Bullfrogs currently 2-4 against the Madison Mallards and need to sweep the series to try to split the season series. The 1-0. That one goes by for a strike, moves the count even, 1-1. Tommy Bullock digs back in and waiting. Right-handed hitter out of UNC Charlotte. Slowly comes setting the 1-1. Swung on. Line driving to center field, a base hit. They're going to send in the runner from second. Throw from center field. Not in time. Trenton Bauer can't make the squeeze. Alex Tadola picks it up, throws it to first. That runner slides in safely. Another run scores for the Madison Mallards. Tip your hat off to Mikey Folia in center. Runner trying to score from second is Brock Weimer. Rounds third, comes across, sliding in. The throw from Mikey Folia in time and on target. Trenton Bauer can't squeeze it in his glove. Ricochets off the webbing and falls to the dirt with the runner sliding in safely. If Trenton Bauer can squeeze that one and apply the tag, it's likely going to be out number 3. Instead, it's another run for the Madison Mallards as they have taken an 8-4 lead. Runner off from second, throw to third. Not in time, gets past the third baseman, Challey, and the runner that steals third, Cole Daly, pops up and scores. The throw from left field, not in time, and another run scores all the way from first. It's Tommy Bullock who comes across, sliding in, sneaking one past the Bullfrogs, and they have collapsed here in the top of the 7th inning, make it a 5-run inning for the Madison Mallards. They lead 10-4. Cole Daly steals third. The throw from Trenton Bauer gets past Ben Challey and into left field. Kyle Bino working the shift was pretty far towards right center field. No shot to run over and try to pick that one up. By the time he finally gets to it, Tommy Bullock was rounding third and coming in to score. So 2-run score on a throwing error. And Zach Taylor has a 1-1 count. He swings at it, a pop up towards the dugout. Willie Bourbon right next to his dugout, can't make the squeeze. Putting one hand on the fencing of the dugout and the glove over the side, but can't make the grab. Count moves to 1-2. And a collapse here late for the Bullfrogs. Make it 4 errors on the night. And 8 hits for the Madison Mallards. A 10-run game for the Mallards. Tadola just trying to get the third out here. Deals in the 1-2. Swung on and popped up foul straight back. Count stays at 1-2. The 1-2. Breaking ball runs wide and low, and it moves the count even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Doran Turchin led off this inning with a home run, which seems like an eternity ago. And then since then, with 2 outs on the board, the Mallards have scored 4 runs. The 2-2. Swung on and fouled back. Count stays 2-2. As Cade Bunnell would score for the Bullfrogs, Brock Weimer would score, or rather for the Mallards, my apologies. Cole Daly would score, and Tommy Bullock will score. Zach Taylor digs in the 2-2. Swung on, slow grounder to short. Smith gloves it, long throw to first. Is in time and on target. A nice stretch from Willie Bourbon to grab that one. And the Bullfrogs seem defeated after the top of the 7th inning, walking off the field with their heads down as 5 runs come across in the top of the 7th inning. Stay tuned for the bottom half. The Bullfrogs trail by 6, 10-4. Stay tuned for the bottom of the 6th inning. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Do you need help organizing your medications? Stop in and see us at the O'Connell Pharmacy about our monthly bubble packing system. The O'Connell Pharmacy. Our family helping your family.
Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Bottom of the 7th inning about to get underway. 7th inning stretch just plays here in Green Bay. I hope that you have gone and gotten yourselves refreshments, and I hope that you come back to listen to 107.1 FM, the Northwoods League web pass, and on the WOCO Sports Stream. New pitcher out on the mound for the Madison Mallards. It will be number 20 for the Madison Mallards, David Stover out of Mariette College. David Stover, right-handed pitcher, a tall presence out on the mound, 6'8", 220. You heard that right. This guy is a giant. Just finished up his junior season out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Right-handed hurler will try to retire the Bullfrogs, who seem a bit defeated now. A 5-run top of the 7th inning puts them down by 6, 10-4. Mikey Falia will lead things off for the Bullfrogs. Right-handed hitter out of UC Irvine, and on the day sits at 1-2. Was walked his last time up. First one to him. Swung on, a grounder to third. Sam Armstrong has it. Throw to first in time. Out number 1. So Mikey Falia grounds out to third to lead off this bottom 7th, and Bourbon, the first baseman, will dig in. Willie Bourbon on the night, 0 for 2. He was walked back in the 5th inning. And the Bullfrogs trying to get a little bit of life here in this bottom of the 7th, as they found themselves back in the game going into that 7th inning. A 3-run bottom of the 5th inning for the Bullfrogs put them within 1. Willie Bourbon, left-handed batter, digs back in. First one to him. Fastball right over the plate, 0-1. The 6'8" right-handed hurler has an interesting release, almost a submarine-esque throw, if you will. Not as low as some of the pitchers we've seen in the Northwoods League, but the guy gets down there, and you can't think that it's necessarily easy for him to drop as low as he does, as the right-handed pitcher sits at 6'8". That is unreal. Tallest player we've seen in the Northwoods League, no doubt. Willie Bourbon fouls away the 0-1, so an 0-2 count. Delivery Check swing, found the zone anyway. Strike 3. 2 up, 2 down for the new pitcher and David Stover. And he grabs his first strikeout as Willie Bourbon goes down looking. So that brings up Riley Smith, the shortstop, who is 0 for 2 today. Did manage a sac fly in the 5th inning, however. At the time, bringing the Bullfrogs closer. But now at this point, it would have to be one heck of a comeback to try to come back into it. 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Riley Smith digs in. The delivery. Fastball and runs wide, 1-0. Chris Sabo standing over on the third base side for the Bullfrogs. Of course, legendary coach for the Frogs, a 3-time All-Star and Rookie of the Year back in 1988 for the Cincinnati Reds. As an old teammate on the sidelines as well, or rather by the dugouts as well. My apologies. As Riley Smith swings at the 1-0 and misses 1-1. Donnie Scott played with the Cincinnati Reds the same season that Chris Sabo did. It was just for a short tenure, just 1 month these guys played together, as Donnie Scott would get called out from AAA ball to play for the Reds for just a month of play. The 1-1 to Riley Smith runs wide, 2-1, as Donnie Scott has a pretty solid resume as well. Was drafted in the 2nd round by the Texas Rangers and played some Major League ball for the Rangers, Reds, and Mariners. 2-1. Swung gone. Ground ball up the middle of the field. Cole Daly, the shortstop, grabs it. Throw to first is a bit low. A nice pick from David Vinsky. Scoops it out of the ground and puts out number 3 on the board. The Bullfrogs go down in order, and we move to the 8th inning. The Frogs trail 10-4. You're listening to the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM. Stay tuned.
Hi, folks. This is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in O'Connell Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's, we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then, when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in O'Connell Falls.
They say the great American dream is starting and owning your own business. A lot of you out there right now probably do stuff on the side. Do you regard it just as hobbies and don't even include it on your taxes? What tax savings opportunities are you missing with all the loopholes that the tax code is chock full of? You need someone to drive the bus, as they say, to success. That's 715-735-0583. Milking every last loophole in the tax code for your benefit.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at Joe Annie Stadium. New pitcher on the mound for the Bullfrogs. It will be Scott Gorsuch, right-handed pitcher out of UW Oshkosh, to try to close things out for the Bullfrogs. Scott Gorsuch, right-handed pitcher on the season for the Bullfrogs, has dealt in some solid innings, but to be quite frank, has struggled at times as well, as a right-handed pitcher out of Oshkosh comes into the game supporting an ERA that sits at 6.63. Has a 1-1 record and has dealt in 25 strikeouts in 20 innings of work. Due up for the Madison Mallards here in the 8th inning will be Zach Taylor, or rather Sam Armstrong, Doran Turchin, and Andrew Baker. A 5-run top of the 7th inning for the Madison Mallards just puts the Bullfrogs out of it, to be frank with you. They took a 5-1 lead in this game, and the Bullfrogs stormed back. Would put 3 runs on the board in the bottom of the 3rd to make it 5-4, but the Mallards, with that 5-run top of the 7th, really just put them way in front confidently. Riley Smith over at shortstop, he grounded out to close out the inning, and Sam Armstrong, the third baseman, digs in. Armstrong 0 for 3 tonight and has been walked once. First one to him. Fastball that hits the outside corner, 0-1. We'll take the time now to ask you to go follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at GB Bullfrog, where you can get by-inning updates and lineups before each and every game. That is at GB Bullfrogs. Top of the 8th inning, Scott Gorsuch deals in another one. It's wide, 1-1. The 1-1, 86-mile-per-hour heater, but it runs wide and low, 2-1. Frogs trail 10-4. Scott Gorsuch comes set, rocks back, and the 2-1. Fastball that runs in the dirt, moves the count to 3-1. There's no outs on the board. Here in the top of the 8th inning, we just got underway. Sam Armstrong trying to get back into his rhythm, batting .264 on the season, but is 0 for 3 today. 3-1 delivery. Swung on, a line drive into center. Tracking back, Folio raising the glove, makes the grab on the warning track, 1 away. That brings up Doran Turchin, the center fielder. Turchin, of course, the solo shot to lead off that 7th inning, and that's when things would get ugly for the Bullfrogs. After the solo shot, the Bullfrogs would retire 2 batters. And what could have been a quick inning, missed some opportunities to get out of the frame, and it would come back to bite them. First one in, Turchin runs wide, 1-0. As Cade Bunnell would hit into a fielder's choice, and it could have been a double play for the Bullfrogs, but the throw to first was low, and Willie Bourbon couldn't grab it. 1-0, swung on, ground ball to short. Riley Smith has it, long throw to first, picked out of the, or no, it was not, picked out of the dirt there, and Willie Bourbon grabs it, makes the transfer, but drops the transfer, and the first base umpire over there, Nick Marple, says that he was bobbling it, and the runner is safe. So make that another error against the Bullfrogs, or rather make it an infield single against the Bullfrogs. The second hit of the game for Turchin. And Andrew Baker digs in. Baker 1 for 4 tonight. First one to him. Fastball high, 1-0. Andrew Baker, the left fielder, managed a single his last time up, but would be called out on what could have been that double play that would have ended the inning for the Bullfrogs. 1-0. Slicing foul ball left side, 1-1. If the Bullfrogs can manage to work that double play there, it would have been just 1 run in the top of the 7th inning, and we would still be in a ball game 6-4. And on the very next batter, a throwing error would score a few. And the Bullfrogs would absolutely shut down in the top of the 7th. 5 runs come across. And the Madison Mallards lead 10-4. The 1-1 to Andrew Baker. Fastball and runs high, 2-1 now. 1 out on the board and a runner at first. A great crowd for a Monday night in Green Bay. Attendance reaching 1,300. Some have gone home, but a solid amount have stuck around for the later portions of this game. 2-1. Fastball in the dirt. Hitters count to Baker, 3-1. A 3-1 count, 1 out on the board. Runner takes the lead at first. The delivery. Jack swing and ran high, ball 4, and Gorsuch walks his first batter of the game. So with runners at first and second, David Vinsky digs in. Vinsky, the first baseman, is 1 for 4 tonight. Managed a double back in the 2nd inning. And Vinsky's been the guy to watch recently for the Madison Mallards. As Vinsky coming into the game batting .346 out of Northwood University. No connection to the Northwoods League. It's a Division II school in Michigan. Has a couple of Northwood University products in the Northwoods League. Another one of those schools that has multiple players throughout the league on different teams. First one into Vinsky. Swung on and fouled back. 0-1. And the count sits at no balls and a strike. Scott Gorsuch, right-handed pitcher out of Oshkosh, out there on the mound. He's a guy from around the area, from Whitewater, Wisconsin. 0-1. Gets away from the catcher, Trent Bauer. Rolls all the way to the backstop. And both runners at first and second are able to advance a bag. So 2 runners in scoring position now for the Mallards as they threaten to extend this lead. Just 1 out on the board. Scott Gorsuch started his season out on a temporary contract for the Bullfrogs. So at this point, there's been 5 or 6 different guys that started their year out on temporary contracts and have found themselves back with the team on permanent ones. Gorsuch, however, he's a guy that after his temporary contract came to a close was signed to a full one. This past season for UW Oshkosh would post a 2.33 ERA. Not a bad year, went 1-1 with a save. 2-1 count, 1 out on the board. Vinsky awaits the delivery. Swung on, popped up, foul, and a play right side. 2-2. Green Bay has the day off tomorrow, as all teams in the Northwoods League do. It's for the Major League Dream Showcase out in Madison. You can catch that on the Northwoods League stream, and there'll be some Bullfrogs in action tomorrow. 2-2. Right over the plate, strike 3, and Gorsuch, after walking his first batter of the day, strikes out his first batter of the day, and Vinsky goes down looking for a backwards K. So that will bring up Cade Bunnell, who's 1 for 4 tonight with an RBI. Riley Smith will be participating. Connor Wallersheim, left-handed pitcher for the Bullfrogs, will be participating. And Chris Sabo and the coaching staff, they'll be the managers and coaches for one of the teams tomorrow. First one into Bunnell. Swung on, a frozen rope into left field, a base hit. 1 run will score. And another one will as well, as the runners at second and third, Doran Turchin and Andrew Baker, come across. Make it a 2 RBI single for Cade Bunnell. He's now 2 for 5 today with 3 RBIs. And the Madison Mallards take a 12-4 lead. And the Bullfrogs just feel defeated. Had won 7 of their last 9 games, hadn't looked great. Their pitching has been unreal, but it's unraveling here in Green Bay. The 9-hole hitter, Brock Weimer, digs in. First one to him, fastball wide, 1-0. Brock Weimer today, 3 for 3. He's had a solid outing. Grabbing himself a home run back in the 3rd inning. And a walk in the 2nd. Has scored 3 times tonight. 1-0. Swung on and found away right side. Evens the count up 1-1.
Another foul ball brought to you by Tri-City Glass and Door. Call 468-7820.
Brock Weimer out of SIU Edwardsville. Grew up in Edwardsville, Illinois as well. The 1-1. Fastball right over the zone. Moves the count to 1-2. Just finished up his sophomore season, where he would bat .329 this past season with 15 home runs. Had an unreal season this past year. Trying to prove himself here in the Northwoods League. 1-2. Shag swing. Appeal to first. Did not go around. Count moves to 2-2. Of course, I mentioned earlier his teammate Dustin Woodcock for the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors, an all-star and just breaking out, one of the best players in the league. And so that's tough for Weimer, who was a guy who had a better batting average than Woodcock did this past season at Edwardsville. 2-2. Ground ball to third. Challey has it. Throw to first is in time. A stretch from Bourbon and the squeeze. Out number 3. The Bullfrogs leave a runner stranded, but 2 runs come across in the top of the 8th inning. They trail 12-4. Stay tuned for the bottom of the 8th. The Bullfrogs trailing. You're listening to 107.1 FM on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay here at Joanne Stadium. It's an ugly one, folks. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Bullfrogs trail 12-4. And due on for the Bullfrogs in the bottom of the 8th inning will be Troy Johnston, Dan Leckie, and Kyle Bigno. Troy Johnston on the night, a rare 0 for 3. Coming into the game for the Bullfrogs, batting just below 300. And a single would have put him over that 300 mark. Pitcher out on the mound still for the Madison Mallards is David Stover. An interesting product out there on the mound. 6'8". And not only is he a presence to just watch pitch because he's so large, but he has a seeking submarine type throw, and you just wouldn't expect it from a guy of that stature out on the mound to just think what he would deal to you if he pitched normally over the shoulder. I mean, that thing would look like it was coming from the Twin Towers or something. Empire State Building, rather. But instead, he sinks it down low, and you don't expect it. An interesting guy to watch pitch on the season, has pitched well also. I mean, he's had a lot of success. 22 games he's appeared in, 39 innings of work, 14 strikeouts, a 3-2 record, and a 2.53 ERA. Troy Johnston digs in, first one to him, swung on. Grounder to second. Tommy Bullock picks it up on the first bounce, so throw to first in time, and there's one away. David Stover has now retired all 4 batters he faced, and Dan Leckie, the designated hitter, digs in. He's 0 for 3. Dan Leckie, right-handed hitter out of Lafayette College. Batting well for the Bullfrogs recently. Talked about how before the game today during batting practice, this guy was launching. First one to him. Fastball inside, finds the zone 0-1. I mean, he was absolutely sending these things way over the wall. We're talking 4 or 5 in a row. 0-1 to Leckie. That one runs wide and moves the count even, a ball and a strike. Dan Leckie, a late addition to this team for the Bullfrogs, and got to admit, a pretty good one. Has played in 22 games now, which is a number that is a lot. 1-1. That one swung on a fly ball to right. Cade Bunnell underneath of it, and he grabs the can of corn on the warning track for out number 2. Make it 5 batters in a row that David Stovall has retired. And Kyle Bigno, the left fielder, digs in, trying to, never mind, no, Kyle Bigno will not dig in, as there has been a change for the Bullfrogs. Connor Beniski digs in. Beniski, he's another local guy out of Swamico. Shows bunt, lays one down, but it's foul down the left field line, 0-1. Beniski, one of the few guys that have joined the team here recently, plays for State College of Florida, would redshirt this past season. Stovall deals, swung on, found away left side, over towards the dugout of the Mallards. 0-2. Connor Beniski, left-handed hitter from the area. Said he grew up hearing about the Bullfrogs and always thought of it as almost as a minor league team. Never thought he would get the opportunity to play for them. But due to some injuries and some other things, Connor Beniski got a workout. Coaches liked him and invited him onto the team. A guy that can play all over the place. Second base, shortstop, outfield. 1-2. Swung on, fouled away right side. He stays alive. Coming into the game, Beniski supporting a .214 batting average. Has 4 RBIs and 9 hits in 10 games. One, 2 count, 2 outs on the board. A full moon sits out in right field, overlooking Joanne Stadium on a cool August night. 1-2, swung on, fouled away as well. That one straight back. And what was a crowded Monday night has turned into a scattered crowd here in Joanne's as the score sits at 12-4. Mallards lead. The 1-2 into Beniski. Swung on, grounder to second. Tommy Bullock gloves it. Sidearm to first in time. Beats out Beniski by 4 or 5 steps. And David Stovall out on the mound for the Madison Mallards, looking good. Has retired all 6 batters he has faced, and we move to the 9th inning. Bullfrogs trail 12-4. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM. Stay tuned.
At 24/7 Well and Pump Service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site. Whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines, they'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the Oconto Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 Well and Pump Service, Fireside Road, Oconto Falls.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at Oconto Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron or Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The Oconto Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, top of the 9th inning, and the Bullfrogs trail 12-4. 7 runs in the last 2 innings for the Madison Mallards are the difference as the Bullfrogs struggle here late. Some tough runs that were allowed as well, as in that top of the 7th inning, the Bullfrogs would have a near double play opportunity, the throw in time and on target, but the pick not made by Willie Bourbon. It would have been a double play, would have got the Bullfrogs out of the inning, and it would have been a 6-4 game. Instead, 5 runs come across in the top of the 7th inning, 2 in the top of the 8th, and the Bullfrogs just can't respond. 12-4, and in the top of the 9th inning, Luke Van Lannen now out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. Van Lannen, right-handed pitcher out of Valparaiso, trying to find his bearings here in the Northwoods League, has really struggled. Luke Van Lannen coming into the game supporting an ERA that's the worst on the team. Currently sits at 16.20. In 5 games, has pitched 5 innings and has allowed 9 earned runs. First one he deals. Breaking ball, it gets away from him. Slips out of his finger there, it must have seemed, as it's way high and tight over the head of the batter. 1-0. It is a substitution as Cade Bunnell's day has come to a close. The 1-0 is swung on, a fly ball deep to left. Tracking back, Beniski off the wall and over. A solo shot for the new batter, Matt Elson Peter. It's his first hit in a Madison Mallards jersey, and it's a home run over the left field wall, and the Madison Mallards take a 13-4 lead. Holy smokes. Just his 3rd appearance in a Mallards uniform. Elson Peter, my apologies, not his first appearance, but his first home run. has played in 9 games for the Mallard. I seem to have gotten him mixed up with Sam Hawley. And, of course, the other newcomer to the team, Nolan Aaron, who have only played in a couple of games. I thought that maybe he had snuck in with them, but instead it's Elson Peter who sends that one over the left field wall. Nonetheless, give credit where it's due. An absolute shot out there. Hits off the top of the wall, just barely getting out of the confines here. Tommy Bullock watches a few go by. In fact, 4. I missed trying to catch up here. A 3-1 count, 3 balls and a strike. No outs on the board, and Luke Van Lanen deals in the 3-1. Fastball right over the zone, full count. Van Lanen comes set, kicks the leg, the payoff. Runs high and wide, and after a solo shot to lead off the inning, a walk now. As the base runner in number 39, Tommy Bullock, gets on safely. So it's Elson Peter who grabs that solo shot, North Dakota State product. Just 1 home run this past season in 2017. By no means is he a power hitter, but managing a solo shot here in Green Bay. Zach Taylor swings at the 0-1 and misses 0-1. Or my apologies, it's the new batter, Nolan Aaron, just his 3rd appearance. Out of William Woods, a Division III school, or rather a NAIA school in Missouri. This past season for Williams Woods would bat .335. Down on the count, 0-2. And the delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nice way to bounce back from a walk there for Luke Van Lanen. And Van Lanen deals in just his 6th strikeout in a Frogs uniform. That brings up Sam Armstrong, the 3rd baseman. Sam Armstrong on the night 0 for 4. The only Madison Mallard in this game that did not start his night out, or rather, the only Madison Mallard in the starting lineup that has not registered a hit, as they have amassed 12 now. First one to him. Swung on and fouled away, 0-1. Bullfrogs trail 13-4 here at Joe Annie Stadium. The day before their off day. And they'll travel out to Madison on Wednesday for their last game against the Mallards. And how it's looking now to try to grab another game, as they likely won't be able to get to split, as they would have had to sweep the series against the Mallards. The first time these two teams faced off, the Bullfrogs would lose by 19 runs and then turn around the next day and win. Same thing happened the 3rd and 4th time these two teams won. The Mallards would win by double digits, and then the Bullfrogs would win the next day. However, they were swept the last 2 times these teams faced off. And so if history goes back to normal, the Bullfrogs should post a solid outing come on Wednesday. The 1-2 to Armstrong is swung on and missed, and Luke Van Lanen grabs himself his 2nd strikeout in a row. 2 outs on the board. That will bring up number 15 for the Madison Mallards. So another substitution as Sam Hawley makes his 3rd appearance in a Mallards uniform. Hawley has yet to record a base hit in 2 games at a McHenry County College. That's another name that we have talked about quite often. Transferred out of McHenry County College, and will be playing for Ashland University next season. Right-handed batter steps out of the box. And Luke Van Lanen out there on the mound comes set. Runner takes the lead at first. And the first pitch into Hawley. Breaking ball right over the zone, but misses high, 1-0. Sam Harley, right-handed batter, supporting the no batting gloves look. Don't see that too often here in the Wood Bat League. The 1 out. That one runs in the dirt, gets away from the catcher in Trent Bauer. And the runner in Tommy Bullock will jog over to second. Sam Holly out of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. In just his third appearance, 6 foot 180, sophomore batter. Van Lanen deals in the 2-0. Fastball and then runs low, 3-0. Luke Van Lanen has only made a few appearances for the Bullfrogs, this being just his 6th of the season. And he's a guy that's been around just about from the start of the year. To give that into perspective, the Bullfrogs have played some 60 games. 3-0. That one comes across for a strike, 3-1. Van Lanen, a relatively local guy from Pulaski, Wisconsin. Just finished up his junior year, where he would pitch 13 games this past season for Valparaiso. 3-1. Fastball that just misses, and another walk for Luke Van Lanen, and there's 2 runners on. Was a go-to guy back in 2016 for Valpo, appearing in 22 games and supporting a 4.81 ERA. Give Van Lanen his credit where it's due. Solid athlete. Back in high school, 3rd all-time in high school for points scored on the basketball court. First one into the new batter, Andrew Baker, finds the outside corner, 0-1. 2 outs on the board, runners at first and second here in the top of the 9th inning. The Bullfrogs trail 13-4. 0-1. Breaking ball, that one misses inside, 1-1. Bullfrogs would lose by 9 runs to the Rockford Rivets, 10-1. But bounced back with a 7-6 victory yesterday. The 1-1. That one runs high, 2-1. Van Lanen back in high school, also recognized as the Baseball Report's Co-Player of the Year. So a guy that was pretty highly recruited into the high school ranks. As Armstrong stands in and waits, 2-1. Fastball runs high, 3-1. And I'm excited for this Andrew Baker batter out of University of Florida. The Gator this past season really struggled throughout his college play, but has been on fire for the Mallards. 3-1 is swung on and fouled away left side. As he's managed some RBIs and some singles, batting around just 200, but I mean, you see his high school statistics, and you see how well he is on the mound. Of course, an ERA that sits below 3. It's just a matter if he can get it all together. This past season, just a 154 batting average. Payoff pitch. That one swung on and fouled away over towards the bouncy house on the left field side. Count remains. Baker, a 154 batting average and an 803 ERA. Not a great freshman year, but I'm sure he'll take a national championship ring despite the bad stats. Luke Van Lanen deals in the payoff pitch. Swung on, line drive to third. That gets past Challey. It's into third, and surprising that they sent in a runner there, as that makes it a 10-run score. Just 5 after 5. It is not the case here in Green Bay. As another run comes across, and now it's a 10-run game. Tommy Bullock comes across to score. And granted, the third base coach over there for the Madison Mallards, Donnie Scott, by no means was sending in the runner. But Tommy Bullock went ahead and came in anyway. So make it an RBI single for Andrew Baker. A hot shot of a grounder over towards Ben Challey at third. Ricochets off his glove, gets into the outfield. New batter for the Madison Mallards, David Vinsky. Watches one go by for a strike, swings and misses at the next, 1-1. Luke Van Lanen trying to get out of the side. 2 outs on the board, runners on the corners. Top of the 9th inning, 1-1. Breaking ball, that one finds the inside corner, 1-2. Make sure you tune in to the game against Madison on Wednesday. That game's set for 7:05, so our pregame show will start at 6:55. 1-2. Swung on, ground ball to short. Riley Smith gloves it, an underhand toss to second, and Ben Hart gets the Bullfrogs out of the frame. 2 runs come across in the top of the 9th inning. 9 runs come across altogether in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. The Bullfrogs trail by 10, 14-9. Stay tuned for the bottom half. You're listening to the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
American Inn Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin. Every Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brew Pub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, bottom of the 9th inning. David Stovall still on the mound. We'll see if he can go 3 perfect innings as he's retired all 6 batters that he's faced tonight. And the Bullfrogs, I guess the goal here would be lose by less than 10 runs as they trail 14-4. 9 runs have come across in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. 5 in the top of the 7th, 2 in the top of the 8th, and 2 in the top of the 9th. Ben Hart will lead things off for the Bullfrogs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Ben Hart on the night for the Bullfrogs, 0 for 1 with 2 walks. First one to him. Swung gone, ground ball middle of the field, base hit. And Ben Hart now 1 for 2. And the Bullfrogs snag their 5th hit of the game. So after the leadoff single, Ben Challey will dig in. Right-handed hitter out of UW Milwaukee. Transferred into UW Milwaukee with his past season being his first year. Transferred in from Elgin Community College. As an old teammate that's on this Madison Mallards team, in fact. First one to him. Swung gone and grounded away right side. 0-1. Would play 2 seasons at Elgin. And then travel out to Milwaukee this past season. Lives in Tennessee. I mean, the guy's been all over the place. 0-1. Fastball that just runs low, 1-1. Following baseball wherever it takes him, he said. And if he has another solid season for Milwaukee come next year, would not be surprised if that career continues. 1-1. Fastball and runs low, 2-1. As he would bat .324 this past season for a pretty solid UW Milwaukee team. 2-1. Swung on. Blooper into right field, but the right fielder gets underneath of it and makes the grab for out number 1. That is Cade Bunnell out there in right field. And Trenton Bauer, the 9-hole hitter, will dig in. Trenton Bauer, left-handed hitter out of Ellsworth Community College. Bauer on the season for the Bullfrogs, batting just below 200. First one to him, fastball that just misses, 1-0. Bauer, 2 for 3 tonight, has had a relatively solid game. The lone Bullfrog to manage a multi-hit day. 1 RBI to his name, and an RBI double back in the 5th inning. So a 2-0 count now. The Ellsworth Community College product awaits, and Stovall deals. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Nice breaking ball pitch there from Stovall, fools him. The count sits at 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at first and Ben Hart. Mikey Falia's on deck. The 2-1. Swung on, a chopper to second. Throw to short in time. Throw to first in time. And it's a double play that ends the game. 4-6-3. Bullfrogs leave a runner stranded. That does it for the bottom of the 9th. The Madison Mallards win 14-4. 12 hits tonight for the Mallards, 5 for the Bullfrogs, 4 errors against the Frogs, and 2 errors against the Madison Mallards. Stay tuned for the post-game show. The Bullfrogs lose it here in Green Bay, 14-4. For all of you on the Northwoods League web pass, thanks for tuning in tonight. We'll catch you next time. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts. Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin here at Joanne Stadium. The Bullfrogs lose 14-4. A bit of a blowout, but the Bullfrogs were in it. At times, they were down 5-4, had stormed back into the game, but in the top of the 7th inning, the Madison Mallards would just break away. A 5-run inning, the Bullfrogs had an opportunity to close out that inning after a solo shot. They went down 6-4, and with 1 out on the board would turn a double play. However, the throw to first would be in the dirt, and the second out would not be recorded. It would just be a fielder's choice, and that's when it would get ugly for the Bullfrogs. 5 runs come across for the Madison Mallards, 2 in the top of the 8th, and then 2 in the top of the 9th. No shot for the Frogs to come back, and they will take tomorrow an off day off and then travel out to Madison for the last time this season for Game 8 of this season series. Let's take a look at the scores around the league, then take a look at the box score presented by the Knight family, and then we will give you your Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine player of the game and call it a night. The Rockford Rivets lose to the Kenosha Kingfish 5-2. The Rivets, granted they've basically locked up their playoff spot, need to win the second half of the season if they want to try to get home field advantage. However, they lose tonight, and the Kenosha Kingfish drop their 5-game losing streak. They had really struggled recently, really needing a win, and they get one against Rockford. Both of those teams in a playoff push. The Battle Creek Bombers lose to the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors 4-3. The Thunder Bay Border Cats, they lose to the Rochester Honkers 4-2. The Kalamazoo Growlers beat the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders 8-6. That's notable because the Dock Spiders in the hunt for the playoffs as well. They needed a win. The Wilmer Stingers beat the Waterloo Bucks 6-4. The Wisconsin Woodchucks lose to the Lakeshore Chinooks, who stay hot. Chinooks win 7-5. The Bismarck Larks lose to the Eau Claire Express 4-5. The Thunder Bay Border Cats lead the Rochester Honkers 4-0 in the second game of a doubleheader. That game in the bottom of the fifth. In the top of the ninth, the St. Cloud Rocks trail the La Crosse Loggers 9-4. The Duluth Huskies tied up with the Mankato Moondogs 4-4. That one in extra innings, bottom of the 10th. The Wisconsin Rapids Rafters sweep the doubleheader over the Battle Creek Bombers, winning 9-1, and the Kenosha Kingfish. They win the second game of their doubleheader as well, 6-2. Rivets have now lost 3 in a row, and the Kenosha Kingfish find themselves right back in the playoff picture. The Madison Mallards, they beat the Green Bay Bullfrogs tonight 14-4. Attendance here tonight in Green Bay sat at 1,361. Great crowd here on a Monday night. Best Monday night crowd all season. Let's take a look at the box score presented by the Knight family. Mikey Flea went 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI and a double, plus a walk. Willie Bourbon 0 for 3 tonight with a walk. Riley Smith 0 for 3 with 1 RBI. Troy Johnston 0 for 4, a rare hitless day. Dan Leckie 0 for 4. Kyle Bino 0 for 4. Connor Berniski came in to pinch hit. He went 0 for 1. Ben Hart went 1 for 2 tonight with a run scored and 2 walks. Ben Challey 1 for 4 tonight with 2 runs scored and an RBI. And Trent Bauer, he went 2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI, plus a double. The lone Bullfrog to work himself with a multi-hit game. The Bullfrogs left 5 runners on base tonight, and the Madison Mallards left 11 as the Bullfrogs were stomped by the Mallards 14-4. Let's take a look at the pitching stats. Garrett Gooden pitches 4 frames, allowing 3 earned runs, 8 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Those 8 walks, just not a pretty number, as the Bullfrogs overall walked 12 batters tonight. Going to be a tough to win a game doing that. Alex Shadola pitches 3 innings for the Bullfrogs, got rocked in that top of the 7th inning. Before that, he was perfect, was looking really good, and that 5th inning really getting to him. Before earned runs, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts in 3 innings of work. Scotty Gorsuch pitches 1 inning, 2 earned runs against him, a walk and a strikeout. Luke Van Lanen, 1 inning, 2 earned runs against him, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Matt McCarty gets the win tonight. He went 4 strong, allowing 2 earned runs, 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Polsky comes in, pitches 2 innings of work, not allowing an earned run or a hit, striking out 5, a very impressive night. Stover comes in to close out the game. He allows just 1 hit, that coming off the bat of Ben Hart in the 9th inning. He pitches 3 strong, not allowing a earned run. Losing pitcher tonight, Garrett Gooden, and there's not a saving pitcher as it was a blowout. Another 10-run loss against the Madison Mallards, the 3rd time the Bullfrogs have lost to the Mallards by double digits this season. That does it here for your box score. Your Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine player of the game, Trent Bauer. 2 for 4 with a double RBI and a run scored, would strike out in the contest and hit into a double play as well, but that double does it for him as he grabs an RBI to his name as well. Riley Smith, Mikey Falia, Ben Challey, and Trent Bauer all managing RBIs tonight, and Mikey Falia, Trent Bauer managing a couple of doubles, and Riley Smith hits a sacrifice fly. That's all your stats here tonight. A couple of errors against the Bullfrogs. Trent Bauer had 2, Ben Hart had 1, and Riley Smith had 1 of his own. You've been listening to the WOCO Sports Stream. My name's been Nolan Knight. Thanks for tuning in tonight across the country, and thanks to Larry back in the studio for sticking around. Thanks to Lincoln, who helped out back at the crib, putting us on the WOCO Sports Stream. And thanks to all of you who have turned on. It's been Nolan Knight. Till next time, peace.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine.
That has been Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on WOCO Stereo FM. Today's game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Saskatchewan, and Anderson, the NW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and with Piggly Wiggly, also by America Inn, Brew Pub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing. Stay tuned for more Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on 107.1 WOCO Stereo FM. Have a great day.